The following program is hosted by immature, irreverent, obnoxious, and often disgusting young men. Listener discretion is advised.
This time on Nude Clan, Greta Thunberg is Resident Evil, the final chapter.
Shall we play a game?
You've got several things to do. You've got work, kids in school. What do you do when it's all over?
How do you hand something from one player to another?
Dark soul light. Turn on the TV, pick up the controller and play some games with the
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Nude Clan, the video game podcast that knows deep down that the next Resident Evil movie is actually the best one. I'm your host, Caleb Schweiss.
I'm Joe. Do you mean the next one we're going to talk about, or do you mean the one after this, like the in release order?
Obviously, the one after. No, maybe this one. I don't know.
Obviously, okay.
I'm A4 with a low energy, and then Joe did a low energy. Woo! So that's fun.
Yeah, we're setting the stage tonight. Zach should actually join us later. I know it's been 9 months
He's
since
been
Zach
running
was on the show,
He's
but
been running from the border to Utah since like 2 weeks ago when we recorded the fucking Assassin's Creed movie review.
he should be in great shape right about now.
Yeah.
I'm really setting him up for failure, aren't I?
Yeah, he should be killing it, bro.
And I have the lights on because here's a pro tip for all the people out there: do not buy the Razer Kio webcam because apparently it just decides suddenly after like a year and a half of using it that it's not going to save your settings and it's going to just set the exposure to like 0, so you're just dark no matter what. So
Pro tip, don't talk about the visual aspect of an audio podcast where 5 people watch the video.
yeah, I forgot about that. So
Yeah, we need to cater to the 12 that listen to the show instead.
yeah.
You fool.
I mean, they are the bigger audience.
Yeah, which is bigger, A4? 5 or 12, huh?
Not sure anymore. Truthseek says, hey, the three of us here love it, LOL. Also, he says, A4, do you talk over your wife? And it just reminds me of a meme of like, what's his face from American Psycho? And it says, getting an Adderall prescription so I can interrupt women faster and talk over them louder. And that just, yeah, that's my prerogative.
Yeah, that reminds me of an idea I came up with the other day when I was thinking about how much of a dumbass I was that I thought I learned about mansplaining and mansplaying at the same time, so I thought it was all just mansplaying. And I'm like, how is this such a problem? Like, I don't ever ride public transportation. Like, why's everyone bitching about this?
So you're like,
and then I thought,
let me tell you about mansplaining,
I gotta
okay?
move
Yeah.
the window back.
And then that was my joke. Yeah, was mansplain to someone what mansplaying is. I was like, that would be hilarious.
That looks like a Zach.
That does look like a wild
hear
Zach
me?
appeared. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, I think
You
it.
guys,
I think it looks like that alt-right frog guy with a Bane mask on, personally, but
His name is Pepe. You put some fucking respect on his name.
I suppose Zach is what he's going by these days.
What alt-right frog?
Pepe the Frog.
Yeah, Pepe.
It was like a webcomic
until
character.
I put on the mask. Yeah.
Wow, you doing a Bane voice with your webcam mic or whatever the hell you're talking through does not. It sounds like nothing. It just sounds like the worst
Because it's my
connection of all time.
Hello, friends.
Hello,
Hello.
welcome back,
Nice.
It's a long time no see.
Man. I know.
dude. Zach, are you ready to talk Resident Evil, the final chapter?
Yeah. About how bad and choppy the fight scenes were, and
I mean, that's about half
That's
the movie.
something.
oh fuck.
But
I'm ready to talk about it. Sorry.
That's awesome. It's awesome to have you back. Glad you returned. We weren't sure. Who knows? You know.
Yeah, sometimes the call of the motherland just hits different. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I don't have a motherland. I'm too mixed. America is my motherland.
oh, nice.
Now, that being said, Zach, what have you been playing? What has everyone
That
been
really stupid game. Shin Megami Tensei 3 Nocturne. God,
Stupid. What?
I told you before, dude. I got stuck on Thor. I couldn't win. Like I would beat the shit out of the 3 before him, and then he would just melt me every goddamn time.
I only lost to him once.
He kicked my ass. Like he was to me, which is stupid. I struggled more on him than I did on the Matador, dude. And I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, wait, where is the
stupid.
Matador? Because I haven't fought him yet.
Spain?
You fought him on the way to them.
It was the skeleton guy.
Yeah, he's one that gives you the menorah.
I didn't fight a menorah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you have to fight Ben Shapiro, and then when you defeat him, you take his menorah from him and his
you
little
get to
hat.
milk off his. You get to milk off his.
Are you talking about the
you
dude- are you
take
talking about the dude in like the gay little suit?
Ben Shapiro?
Yeah, the dude in the Matador suit.
Look, I'm telling you right now, I did not fight Matador. I've been waiting for this Matador fight, and it hasn't happened yet. Is it before Thor?
Yeah.
Because I already fought Thor.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's,
it's
think it
before
is.
Thor.
I
You know what it
mean-
is? It's on your way when you're trying to get to.
Is he on a motorcycle, or is that one of the other ones?
No, that was a motorcycle
Okay.
fight. God
are you guys
damn
playing
it!
on like the hard mode or something?
No, I'm
No,
playing on.
man.
I mean, I'm playing on normal.
Because like I peeped a walkthrough for like just to figure out where to go for like one thing, and it was like talking about like secret bosses that are only in like the maniac difficulty. I'm just
Oh,
throwing it
no.
out. So
Yeah, the Matador's so when you go to that underground passage on your way to like the Nihilo or whatever,
Yeah.
you fight him in there.
I didn't fight
You
him.
you fall through the floor. Fuck you.
I
No
didn't fight
way.
him. I don't know what to tell you.
No,
I'm dead fucking serious. Did I miss?
Maybe
that fight?
he's not. Maybe we're thinking of something. Maybe we fought Thor more than once.
No, we didn't.
No, you
I
fight
promise
Thor. You
we
fight
didn't.
Thor at the Mantra headquarters, right?
When you get thrown into prison. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's after Matador.
Yeah,
right?
that's after the Matador.
Okay, then I didn't fight Matador. I somehow skipped him. I don't know how I did.
You didn't fight a
that's-
skeleton and a Matador.
I know
cape?
what Matador is. I've played a Persona game, and no, I did not fight him, so I skipped him somehow. I'm dead serious.
Interesting.
I don't think that's possible. but
Yeah, I don't think it's
whatever.
possible
I don't
either.
know, dude. I was waiting the whole time. I'm like, where the fuck is this guy?
Dude, it's a fucking glitch.
A good glitch, apparently.
What a good
yeah.
glitch, yeah. But anyway, so Thor kicked my ass, and I just started leveling up and going back, and I finally beat him, and I don't know why he was so difficult. Because then the next dude, where the cat, like, introduces that, like, little, like, weird, quiet guy, I mopped the floor with that guy, and apparently he was supposed to be hard, and I'm like, I don't get what's going on, but...
Yeah, I think I don't think I died to either of those two.
Yeah, I don't know what the thing with
Once.
Thor was, honestly, but, like, everyone leading up to him, I fucked up. Like, those
Did you
three
get-
dudes, I wrecked.
Yeah, did you get do you have the boost power, the invigorate move or whatever?
What is that? Like the attack up?
It's where you like double the hit of your next physical hit.
I don't think I have that. I have
Oh, man.
I have Rakuja, and I have like all the Ujas because I have like bust up my defense, my attack, my evasiveness, and then I have lowered their attack, defense, and evasiveness throughout my party.
Nice.
So-
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
but
you
so
should
right
be able to kill
now,
him then.
I
But
beat
just if
one.
he's
So I
Oh.
ended up beating him. I'm beating the next boss. Right now I'm in the Nihilo headquarters, and I'm getting the last key in the basement.
okay.
So I'm doing that right now, which those haven't really been too hard either, so I'm worried the boss is gonna fuck me up.
How many hours you got in there?
Like 15.
Yeah, I'm about
Oh,
15 hours in.
The game itself says 15, but if you look at the Switch, it says like 20 something. So I'm like, I don't know what the fuck.
Well, it counts. It only counts what you've survived on the save file.
Oh, okay. Well,
So
I die
your
a lot.
deaths.
So, I play that, and so my girlfriend's been playing the Kirby Forgotten Lands or whatever, and she essentially in that game, like one of the
She get any
side things. She did. She beat Kirby's Forgotten Land.
Okay, all right.
But so no. So what's that going for? Is like there's a thing in the game where you have to save. They're called the Waddle Dees. And her thing was she's a completionist. She's like no Waddle Dee left behind. And so some of the boss battles where you have to take no damage. So if she got frustrated, I got to be the person who you try it. And so I've beaten all those bosses and taken no damage. So I feel pretty good about that. But I fucking was so mad about it because it was hard. So I played some for Kirby, Forgotten Lands for her. And I think that's it. Just those 2 games.
Nice.
Really, on
right.
my vacation, instead of playing games, I read a shit ton. So
Oh, you can't do that. You can't do other stuff.
that's what vacation
You gotta just play.
for reading. No.
Just play
No.
games, Zach. There's nothing
No.
else in life.
Oh, I lied. I played Helldivers 2.
Is it sweet?
It's fucking awesome for democracy, buddy. You should play. It's kind of like Call of Duty and Destiny and Halo. Like it's like a good mix of like the 3. Like I'm having fun. But then like when you play with people that are higher level up, so you can go straight to Helldiver mode and just get your ass caved in every single time you drop, but you level up so fast.
Pretty sure
like,
getting your ass caved in.
No, on that game. No, so I played the first time I played. My friends were like, the guys I played with were like, okay, we're just going to drop you. And I was like, okay, like, let's just go, whatever. And drop something. And fucking, he's like, we're playing Helldiver mode. I fucking shit you not. 3 times in a row, I land out of my pod, step up, shoot a robot, and take a fucking rocket to the face. And I was like, nah, you're dead. And I'm like, it's fun. It sucks, but it's fun. Because, like, that shit sucks. But.
Rather than caving in your ass, would you rather them cave in your ass or cake in your ass?
Which one's better?
Yeah. Because, like, if you think about it, like, for it to have been caved in, how many times must it have been caked in?
You've been there,
Yeah.
Joe, I like to look at your apartment, Joe.
Oh, thanks. I love doing episodes in my kitchen, basically. That's what I love. I love the light shining. I love the second brightest thing on the screen is the oven in the background.
Yeah.
That's probably my favorite aspect about moving here.
Do you have a Mexican nightlight on there?
A Mexican nightlight?
The above.
Yeah,
above.
Yeah, the little light above the oven that you can turn on and like.
Yeah.
No, that's the reflection of the actual light.
No, he's asking if you like have that on that.
Yeah, if you have one, so at night you don't get scared from the.
It's on like the vent hood. It's like a little light.
Isn't it the chupacabra that haunts your people?
No, that haunts goats.
Oh, okay.
It's the Kukui monster, La Llorona.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm not up to snuff on my
you should
Hispanic fear mongering for children lore.
Fear mongering.
Yeah, scare your kids into obedience.
Those are the 3 games that I partook of.
By the way, I looked it up, and apparently, I guess I didn't encounter Matador because I didn't select New Game Maniacs or New Game Chronicles or whatever on the main menu. I just selected New Game like a normal person would.
So, I did too. Is it? Yeah. Wait, what are you playing it on?
Steam Deck.
What are you playing it on, Schweiss?
I played it on the Switch.
Same. That's weird.
Maybe the DLC didn't like install properly. I don't know.
That's not a DLC.
I'm pretty sure
I know that it's not.
Look,
I know that we get somewhere
for this.
You're wrong.
And I didn't want to, and I went to Reddit, and they were saying it's part of the DLC.
I didn't want to. You fucking live there.
No, I do the fuck not. How fucking dare you, sir?
You have to live there.
Yeah.
He's like, look,
my whole
it's either that or 5chan.
Yeah, he's like,
it's 4chan. Don't. What are you fucking? Like,
look, bro, my home is in Reddit, but my heart is in 4chan. Okay.
I've never heard a phrase that I align more with than that.
Yeah. Home will always be 4chan.
I live in a fucking soy jack like Tutankhamun tomb where like I'm buried with all my fucking earthly treasures. Doesn't mean that I live in Reddit.
I like the setup you've done now, man. Actually, all the games in the back.
Tutankhamun? Is that how we say it?
Yeah, it's because he gets fucked in the ass and then he's Tutankhamun.
Oh, I thought it was like that one time that I like finished up and ripped one, like that's still submerged.
Yeah. Yeah, Zach, I like my setup too. I like it better when the lights
Give
are
her the
off,
old
but,
tootin' coming. Shit, that needs to be on Urban Dictionary, dude.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you can add that. I'm pretty sure Urban Dictionary is like free to edit by anybody.
I think I have to.
Yeah. You know what? I know the podcast is ending, but fuck it. New T-shirt idea. Tootin' coming, and then it's just, yeah.
Isn't it sad that a lot of like our really good jokes for T-shirts have happened in the last few months? Where we're like, well, I think Joe's laughing because he unlocked a secret memory he had that he didn't know.
I like how this particular thing is just destroying Joe right now.
So I twice Tootin' come and destroyed his wife.
Yeah. A destroyed part of us, that's for sure.
I don't know if we talked about this on the last episode, but Schweiss was over here and it was like, I don't know what time it was. It was late. We were playing some card game. And Schweiss, at some point, like farts came up. And Schweiss was like, hey, do you remember that kid who used to just rip ass? Like, as if I would just know.
You know, the rip ass kid.
You know that kid? That kid in junior high who just used to like rip ass all the time. And I'm like, fucking no. And I was losing it, dude. And then he told me, he's like, yeah, his name was Tony Tanner. And I'm like, bullshit.
That name from you before.
That's a fucking made up ass fucking name for a kid who ripped.
Tony
Tony Tudor or something if you like made it up.
In Schweiss's defense, I would remember the same shit and be like, jackass. Like this, like, oh, he goes hanging out with some friends from high school, and I was like, do you remember the dude that like jacked himself off with a Gatorade bottle underneath, or a Pepsi bottle underneath? In the biology room, and they're like, "Oh yeah, so and so." I'm like, "Yeah, I wonder what he's doing
Oh
now."
yeah,
Probably in jail.
Johnny Flesh.
Tony Tanner. Tony Tanner is like a Disney Channel name for a kid who used to fart all the time. That's too. That's
Dude,
too.
how many times did he get
right smack on?
How many times did he
Tony
get molested
Tanner.
by studio execs?
I don't know. But yeah, dude, just text Craig and ask him. Just like tell him or regale me. You have to do this specific text. Regale me with the tales.
Wait. I'll text him right
Tanner.
Tony Tanner, the farm master.
Wait.
He'll vouch for me.
I'm doing it in the Nude Clan chat right now.
Anyway,
dude, it's hilarious though. I told Drew
I was laughing for like 45 minutes. Like,
what was his name?
It was
what was his
much.
name?
Tony Tanner.
Tony Tanner.
Tony Tanner.
The Fart Master.
Yeah, the fart
Pretty
master.
sure Tony Tanner was the name of the kid from the Fairly Odd Parents. Also, a Tutankhamun is when you bully the band kids and you like bust a nut in one of them's trumpet. It's the old Tutankhamun.
Not as
One
bad.
time at band camp.
Well, this joke is dead.
not as like. I mean, not as like doable.
What do
I feel like you could get away with one of them.
You never fucked a clarinet.
When they leave their trumpet in the middle of like science class and they go off to do something else, like because it's free period. And
You never just work one off into the tube.
Yeah, exactly.
What I like is
Pretty big.
A4 was in biology class and he was like, I can fuck that.
It's not
Yeah.
about fucking the trumpet. It's about
just
sending a
sat
message.
there. And he looked at the trumpet and he was just like,
Yeah. It's about
And it
seeing the cum. It's about
When-
seeing your cum fly out of it and slap the
When you,
person
like,
sitting
when
next
you-
to
when you
the or in front of the guy in the back
when
of
you
the head.
moved the clarinet up and down, did it make like whistle noises because the air was going through it? Or-
Clarinets don't work like that too. You're thinking of trombone.
Yeah, idiot.
Also,
But you know when you fuck a clarinet, you get splinters because of the
Also-
woodwind instrument.
Also, trombones don't toot; they blah. I'm a ska fan. I know this. Okay, trumpets toot.
No, I just can't believe you fucked a trumpet.
I can't believe you haven't.
Yeah. It's not fucking it. It's
Listen.
just masturbating and then coming
Listen.
into it.
I've stuck my dick in some compromising places, but it's never been a trumpet.
It's never been a brass instrument because you got things that big.
Listen.
You've
I
not
have
lived until you fucked a French horn.
I have fucked women I would never let know.
Yeah.
But shit happens.
Joe, are you sipping whiskey?
Sorry, is that the same part you fucked women and shit happens?
No, that's the A4. That's a choice.
Sometimes.
He's a tootin' coming in.
I guess you could. A Tutankhamun could also be.
Please
Could also-
explain.
So there's two Tutankhamons. There's King Tutankhamun 1 and King Tutankhamun 2. Tutankhamun 1 we've already gone over. Tutankhamun 2 would be you're coming in someone's ass, and then they give you the toot.
That was what I was implying with the original thing.
Tutankhamun. No, the original one is I'm coming. We're doing it normal, like civilized human beings.
Yeah,
and
this
then
is the
I
number
rip
one
ass.
on the
What does that
dictionary.
mean?
That means no anal.
Like civilized human beings.
Yeah.
I didn't know we
And
were
then
getting
I-
biblical rules on what's a civilized human being here.
Oh, also, I should
Twice
probably
it's-
say my heart goes out to the Mormons in New York who are probably soaking when the earthquake happened. And now you have to repent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
They're going to have to not do anything for 6 months.
yeah, not take bread or water, and the entire ward's going to judge them.
Yeah, be like, what are... It cannot possibly be heroin. So, did you steal something?
Your arms aren't needed.
Or did you break the law of chastity?
Did you tootin' come in?
Yeah.
A4, what did you play?
Oh man, you're gonna laugh.
No, I'm not.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Because
Not if you're saying it.
I've been playing some. I've been playing a little bit of Hamtaro Hams Unite for the Game Boy Color.
What the
So
fuck is
hamsters.
that?
It's
is
an
that?
old anime.
It's an anime about hamsters.
Oh, hamsters.
Anyway, I've been
Is that
playing-
like G-Force?
No, it's not like. It's actually.
To get that stupid reference,
It's a
thanks.
little bit like G-Force, but not really. It's like if G-Force was good.
I thought G-Force was guinea pigs.
It is guinea pigs.
Oh, okay.
I've also been playing fucking Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, and apparently I selected the wrong fucking thing, or my Steam Deck didn't install the DLC that I definitely have because it's on the thing.
Yeah, you gotta restart so you can fight the Matador.
No, fuck that. I am 15 hours in. I am not restarting this fucking game. I have Baphomet.
I cannot wait to tell you that you can't count that as a beat game. Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
Well, apparently, like the only thing I'm missing out on is like. Apparently, the only thing I'm missing out on by not doing this, according to what I read on Reddit like 5 minutes ago, is like I'm not getting the true demon ending, whatever the fuck that is.
Oh, I think that's if you get all the menorahs, and I can tell you.
don't worry, you're not getting that anyway.
Okay, well there you go. Because like
Yeah.
I'm telling my one friend knows about SMT3, and I'm like telling him, "Oh, I'm playing this for the first time," and he's like, "Oh, what?"
Is this your imaginary friend, A4?
Yeah, this is my imaginary. I'm talking to my
Your
imaginary
one friend? Come on, we know you don't have any friends,
I'm talking,
A4.
I'm talking to my imaginary friend Glimbor, and he loves Shin Megami Tensei 3.
Limbor.
By the way, Zach, did you see season 2, episode 1 of Smiling Friends? Because it's great.
Yeah, I didn't realize season 2 was out until the other day, so no, I haven't
It's just the
watched
first. It's just the first episode. It's
I'll have
starting
to
in
watch
May.
it.
But anyway, yeah, no, I was talking to my imaginary friend Glimbor, and he was like, "Oh, well, what reason are you picking for this game?" And I'm like, "I'm not like reading a fucking guide, dude. I don't. I'm just,
podcast.
I'm like reading. I'm not reading a guide. I'm just picking whatever dialogue options fit me at the time, and then whatever ending I get, woohoo, that's it. Because that's what I did. With, like,
Oh, I didn't realize that would. I mean, it makes sense that it would like determine the end of your game.
well, there's only like
But-
again gleaning a couple of walkthroughs to figure out like where to go in certain parts. I figured out that like okay, certain dialogue choices affect the ending, and it kind of just depends on like what reason you're going for.
But maybe I shouldn't have joined Mantra. Maybe I should not.
I mean, that is a fucking option. I didn't do that. I said I don't know, and he was like, "Fuck you," then. But
I just didn't want to have to fight him. Like I was afraid I was gonna have to fight him if I was like, "Nah, fuck you," and I was like, oh, "Yeah, dude, I got you back, bro.
as
I'll
I-
kill those weaklings."
as I understand the Shin Megami Tensei franchise, they usually have like a law, a chaos, and a neutral ending. So I don't know what I'm
Oh.
going for yet. I talked to a girl who was talking about we need to make a world
No, you
where
didn't.
everyone rules by strength, and I'm like, that sounds great. So I'm signing with her for now, even though she's
Isn't it-
probably going to turn super evil.
Wait, which chick is that?
The one from the beginning. You like meet up
Oh!
with her later, and she gives like this
Chicks.
big spiel, and she's like, oh man, I want to recreate the world where only the strong survive, and I'm like, that
I
sounds
thought
dope.
that's what Mantra wants, and they were like, she was fighting against Mantras. So like, what?
Look, I don't know. I haven't finished the game. All I know is the Nihilo.
I haven't either, but I just know
all I know is
where I'm at.
The Nihilo are like, oh, we want to create a world where like everything stops, and I'm like, that sounds stupid. I don't want any part of that.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. Where I'm like Mantra, but like your friend Shamu or whatever the fuck is like, he's like, what the fuck?
Is that your imaginary?
Is that your imaginary? Yeah, your imaginary.
What's
friend
no?
Shamu.
What's the name of your friend that gets bitch slapped by Thor? It's like Shamu or some shit in Japanese.
You can name them. I forget. It's like
Oh yeah, Shenmue. Yeah.
Yeah, Shamu. I told you. So like, he's like, your teacher's there. We gotta find her. And like, I was like, oh, so that's the lady you talked to. She was with like the Nihilo, so I
She
assumed
was with Ben Shapiro.
like,
yeah.
oh, Ben Shapiro.
Yeah. We're ragging on him so hard this week because we're trying to get him to fire us from his network.
Wait, we're on his network.
Yeah, we're in solidarity with Candace Owens. We're trying to get fired from the Daily Wire.
How did she get fired for the Daily Wire?
I don't know, being too based, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't follow this shit. I don't know.
I don't follow it either.
I think it's because she's dumb
Palestine,
and she should have
or-
never gotten hired.
Yeah, well.
But that's what I mean. When I saw they were hiring her, I was like, that's dumb.
Yeah.
That's a
Troy's
person
like,
that was
I can do
right
that.
about. That was someone that was right about one thing like 10 years ago, and since then has basically just
But Schweiss,
been a
Did she
for but
predict the
black
stock
and
market
female.
crash?
but
Sure.
Schweiss, she's hot
No.
and black. Therefore, we get brownie points.
She was the one that, she was the one that like found out about. I think it was like GamerGate or whatever it was.
Oh, the sweet baby
She like
thing.
exposed. Yeah, she exposed something. And then like I was like, I don't know why people listen to this person. I mean, she just says like, she says in the dumbest. It's like the opposite of Jordan Peterson. I listen to Jordan Peterson because he puts my thoughts into better framed
Is your thoughts if they were
sentences,
voiced
and
by a Muppet?
Better
Yeah.
words.
yeah, and she puts mine into like stupider words. So it's like I don't understand why anyone watches this.
Wait, what do you mean?
Say.
They did Gamergate. I don't understand what you
No,
mean.
but-
by that.
She
Look.
like uncovered something. It was something I don't remember exactly.
In the intervening weeks that we weren't doing episodes, the entire game industry fucking imploded on itself because they found out there were a bunch of fucking consulting firms that basically make games woke, and like someone made a Steam group or like a curator thing to like gather all those games together so that you could just ignore all of them, and then those people got really fucking mad, and we're like trying to get his like Steam account like revoked. So yeah, we missed a lot of dumb shit that I don't really feel like talking about. But
Oh, Gamergate 2024.
they're trying to make Gamergate 2, basically. That's all it boils down
So
to.
the return of
Gamergate?
Gamergate is. It says the return of Gamergate is smaller and sadder.
We'll see about that. Just wait till we activate the Engage community.
God.
I'll be shaking in your boots.
Imagine if that would have been like a kickstart to Gamersgate. How awesome would that have been?
Yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is they found out a woke consulting firm worked on Alan Wake 2, and I looked at that game before I even knew that, and I went, yeah, not for me, buddy. And the rest of the world caught up eventually. A couple months
Again,
later.
nobody's to speak of. Don't listen to A4. He's a liar.
Is it Sweet Baby? Is that the consulting firm?
That's
or
one
what?
of many, yes.
I don't know. I didn't know about the new Gamergate happening, so maybe that's why she
literally
left.
what it
She
is.
has
It's
to
literally
expose
just
the new one.
It's literally just like a bunch of consulting firms that work on like the stories of these games, that they consult on them, I guess. Blah blah blah, whatever that fucking means.
Sensitivity readers or whatever, like the equivalent to that.
They're basically
I'm guessing.
like, you don't have enough fat black chicks in your game, and that's a problem. So you better change that, or else you're not getting your BlackRock funding. So
They either have to be the fat black chick or like the skinny black chick that's so skinny that her eyes are like bulging.
Oh,
out
the
of her
chick
head
in
'cause
every
there's
game.
Deborah
fucking-
Wilson, that's in every fucking game.
yeah. Deborah. Dude, it's so weird. It's like that era, like COD reboot, and then like fucking Wolfenstein. I'm like, is this the same fucking
And
bitch?
the Jedi game,
Like,
too. The Jedi.
She literally acts the exact
Yeah.
same, looks the exact same, does the same shit in all of the three of these fucking games. Like,
Yeah.
what is happening
she's
here?
the three bitches.
The trinity of bitches.
The
Yes.
Trinity of bitches.
This is
Yeah,
the girl you
the-
were. This is the girl you would have been, and this is the one you are now.
I mean, that kind of works. Yeah,
Yeah.
it works really well.
Oh, that makes sense. It says Sweet Baby Inc. was founded in Montreal and 28 by former Ubisoft developers. That's why it's shitty. They worked at Ubisoft. That makes
Wow.
sense.
Yeah,
that doesn't
They
help,
they
yeah.
were at Ubisoft and now they're not, so they're even worse.
Fired.
Yeah, you
Oh, they
got
made
fired from
Gotham Knights?
Ubisoft.
Oh my god,
No,
Brad, God of War
they worked on the
Ragnarok's on there.
Suicide Squad game that just came out.
Oh my god,
That's
no.
why
God of
everyone's
War
like-
Ragnarok.
That's why they're all. Yeah,
God of
they
War.
worked on Ragnarok, which is why that.
Well,
game's
of course,
story is shitty.
Ragnarok. Yeah.
No, that movie game is great. Shut the fuck up.
Whatever you say, buddy.
Oh, they're gonna do more Wolverine. God damn it.
Yeah, sorry, man.
These Spider-Man 2. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, you saw Mary Jane. She looks like Jay Leno.
What sucks is the rest of that game is rad as fuck. Like fighting.
Look,
Venom
I'm
is
sure
so
that game is
stupid.
great because the first one's good and it's Insomniac and they like know how to make video games. But anyway, without delving too much on this like months old topic at this point, I've also been playing a bunch of Lego Marvel superheroes as like my chill out game, just for funsies, blowing stuff up, collecting studs, playing as Iron Man.
Yeah, I bet you love collecting studs, don't
I
you?
do love collecting studs. It feels so good.
Bad
True
Dragon
believer
studs,
status, and then Stanley goes
Feels so good.
Excelsior.
Feels so good when they cake in your ass, doesn't it?
when I Tutankhamun, yeah, but you have no idea.
Yeah.
That's what this episode has to be called. They forced Tutankhamun.
Yeah, not the
Unfortunately,
Resident
it's
Evil,
gonna
the
be called
final
Resident
chapter.
Evil.
Although there is a great, hold on.
You got
There
in
is,
parentheses.
Colon Tutankhamun.
no, because I was watching it earlier, and there's a part where Jorah Mormont's hand gets cut off, and he goes, oh, and he's got a great frame of his face in agony, and I'm definitely putting Tutankhamun on that face. I said earlier, I'm like, that's the thumbnail for this episode. I don't care what happens in this fucking movie, and now I have a perfect word to associate with it. So that's the thumbnail.
Yeah, you too could look like this.
That's basically everything I've been playing. I've just kind of been fucking around on a few side games and plugging hours into Nocturne. And apparently I'm playing the easy version because it doesn't have Matador in it.
Yeah. I wish I could play the easy
Man, you should
version.
have picked the right thing when you started the game, fucko.
I did.
Yeah.
I pressed new game. A4. I clicked new game.
So did I, and I didn't fight Matador, so I don't know what the fuck you did wrong.
I can't.
Yeah,
I really,
fucko.
I'm just so excited. I'm just so excited to be in a Schweiss to go. You actually didn't beat the game because you didn't fight one of the key bosses. So.
This is not a
Yeah.
Catherine situation. Fucked right off.
Oh, I'm so excited. You can sit on the council, but we do not grant you the rank of master.
Don't you Star Wars me, you fucking soy boy piece of shit.
Yeah, fucko.
You and your Dragon Ball Z shirt. Not like me with
Look,
a
he
cool
was at the
PlayStation shirt. It's written in
Yeah, he went
Katakana.
to the motherland. He has to have a Dragon Ball
Yeah,
shirt.
I made sure I had this. I got this at Walmart like the day before we left because I was like, if the cartel stops me, then I can be like, no,
Toriyama
Goku.
wouldn't want you to.
Yeah, he died for my sins.
Dude, I'm waiting for like how they have the Virgin Mary statues, but like with Goku.
He's fucking awesome.
Yeah,
Anyway, is that all you played then, Mr.
more or
Mr.
less.
A4?
Yeah. What? Don't.
Joe, what
Mr.
have you?
A4
what
is
have
my
you played?
dad's name. Call me Junk Food King. I almost used my real name for a second there.
I have played exclusively.
Exclusively.
Right? No, actually, no. I played a little bit of another game. Okay, I'll start with that one. I did play a couple hours worth of Game Dev Tycoon. Maybe I said that on the last episode, but it was, a couple weeks back. And I just felt like playing. I think I had like one free night, and I was like, tonight's the night I'm not going to play FF7 Rebirth, and I'm not going to worry about deliverables, and I'm not going to worry about wedding stuff, and I'm not going to worry about anything. Anything
Did
at
you
all.
light some candles and rub one out?
I probably did masturbate,
Did you tune
But-
in all over that Game Dev Tycoon?
but then I played like, I think 3 hours of a game. I was only going to play like 30 minutes and then probably play some Rebirth. And then it just ended up being like the whole night was me playing Game Dev Tycoon, wanting to get a 10 out of 10 game. I just kept on going and going and going.
By the way, I forgot a game that I played a little bit of that I.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah. Why don't you go ahead, A4?
No. Keep going.
No. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, you've already interrupted.
No,
Joey.
you got it. You got
I wasn't really
it.
interrupting. I was just kind of like inserting myself where it was like relatively pertinent.
Just like the Jew
Yeah,
you are, invading
wasn't
lands that
interrupting.
aren't yours.
Yeah, I'm not
Go
interrupting.
ahead,
I'm just
A4.
inserting myself where I don't belong.
I definitely
Go ahead,
put like
A4.
3 or 4 hours into Power Wash Simulator
Oh, if it's only 3 or 4 hours, I don't know why you're even mentioning it.
because that's a decent amount of my game time this week.
I know, I'm just being a douchebag.
I know.
So, Joe, did you reach your 10 of 10 for Game Dev Tycoon?
I did.
Oh, hell yeah.
And then I kept playing. That was the problem. So, anyway, I played that, but then the rest of the time I've been playing FF7 Rebirth. This last week, I played like an hour most of the nights, and then like one day I played from like after I got home from work to the end of the day. So that was a good like 5 hour, 6 hour session or something. And yeah, I'm enjoying the game. I stopped doing all the extra stuff. I got a little sick of not being able to find some things in Junon, and they were like little Chadley quests, and I'm like, fuck off. And so I just kept going and gone up the mountain now, and I guess I'm in chapter 6 or chapter 5. And I think I'm going to play a little bit more straightforward, but if there is a game of Queen's Blood, I will stop everything I'm doing and play that fucking thing.
I'm so excited
you-
to play Resident Evil 7 Rebirth. Tell you what.
Yeah.
I am so excited to play that game a year from now when it gets ported.
Yeah, I know. Oh, well, I mean.
Did you like that final Queen's Blood fight on the ship, Joe?
The
That
easiest
took
Queen's
me-
Blood fight.
Against your party member, really? That one took me forever, dude.
Dude, every single one of those fights took me one turn except for the first one. The first one took me 2.
I did see the cutscene of the party member that you fight, and it's great.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. I was kind of pissed though. I was like, seriously?
So you
'Cause I
got
got stuck
stuck,
on
huh?
him. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's why you try to take over the board as fast as possible and then try to get the most points. I don't know if you know that that's how the game works, but
Yeah. Just
I'll
wait,
let you
dude.
know.
Sorry,
Just
Joe.
wait
I'm not
till you
good at
get to-
fucking Monopoly, like you.
Yeah. I did install that on my
Game of
PS5
skill.
last night. Yeah.
Monopoly?
I did, yeah. What else, what is that it for you, Joe? Just the one?
That is it for me, yes.
And then a little okay. I did
A little something on the side.
yeah. So I have been playing Bravely Default decent amount. I'm about 18 and a half hours into that game.
Oh my god.
Why do you keep taking shots?
And just so you know, I'm only on chapter 2 of 9 as well. So now I did just do a side quest, but I unlocked the Valkyrie class, which seems pretty fucking sweet, which it's like Dragoon, but for women.
Like, can women not be
So.
dragoons?
No, absolutely not. No, I don't know. I don't think Dragoon's in the game. I think it's just Valkyrie instead. But they have like the jumpy move that makes you go disappear for a turn. I know because I had to kill one to take her fucking, I don't know, her heart out or whatever the fuck it is that I use in this game for classes. But it's been that and mostly village stuff. I hope you're keeping up on that. Every like once a day.
No, I haven't touched
Probably
it.
not.
No.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
Sorry.
I'm over here loving that aspect of it, and you got just as many villagers as I do, so I just feel like you're wasting them. That's all.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm sorry.
So I've been playing that. I had a scare because I forgot to plug it in and it died, and I was. in
Oh,
a
when you said
dungeon.
scare, I thought it was your 17th child. Okay.
No.
No, he's
No,
not even
not
scared by those at
pregnant.
this point. He's just like, another one? All right, I guess.
Twice you can't get pregnant.
Yeah. True.
We don't
Sorry.
know
I
that
could.
yet.
I'm sorry to break that news to you.
We haven't unlocked the full
baby?
capabilities of man, you bigot. Yeah.
Well, Schweiss is so fertile, he might be able to. We don't know yet.
Wait, did you get snipped? Is that what happened?
No, fuck. What are you talking about? No.
Oh, he said you could have kids.
Why would I cut off this supply of power? Says Schweiss.
Yeah. Why would I stop saving humanity?
Because you have put Alex through
Single-handedly.
so much shit. She does not.
It's true. Schweiss is trying to save the economy.
Schweiss is making
In
up for all the
60
kids that I
years.
haven't had yet.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
guys
which
are
is
gonna be, they're gonna
weird
be
because of your wife.
in 120 years from now. A bunch of losers in Seattle are going to be ripping down statues of me, right? And it's because I'm going to save this fucking place, and then they're going to be a bunch of ingrates and just blame me for the one time I said the N-word on the podcast. Kidding, it hasn't happened yet. So,
It has, and the first user that can find it can win the golden ticket to be the fifth mic on the last few episodes.
yeah, that's the thing. Scour through the podcast and find voice recognition. Caleb Schweiss slipping it in.
I've got a golden ticket. He's like running through like this tree like Cannibal One.
Yeah, like
I just-
episode 87. I found it under your breath.
You stole
a
Joe's
very-
screaming cunt. Good day, sir. You get nothing. You lose.
Yeah.
Someone called me someone called me the gayest member of the podcast now because I said I liked that fucking new Wonka movie.
I think that's a great movie. Yeah, what's
I
wrong with
liked
that? Yeah.
I thought it was when he fucked a chocolate peach. That was weird.
I didn't realize I didn't realize that's the movie.
Peach.
No, because it's what's his nuts, the kid from Dune or whatever.
What? Wait, no. I need you to explain the joke to me, A4. I don't get it.
Because he's the guy from Call Me by Your Name, the movie where he fucks a peach, and Wonka is chocolate based, so he fucks a chocolate peach.
Oh, okay. Thank
Yeah,
you.
it's like
All guys.
it's
Thanks,
like one of
A4. I
those-
appreciate the
I was saying
explanation.
I didn't know that guy was in that movie. Okay,
it's like that. It's like a cordial cherry, but there's no cherry in it.
I was
It's
like,
the
why
peach.
does this kid?
It's like a Christmas orange, only not.
look.
It's not an orange.
Yeah.
Only
point
on
being-
the- only
only
on the
come.
thing.
My point being, I didn't know why Timothy
Cream filled.
Chalamet looked like such a twink besides his fucking name, and I didn't realize it was because he was in that fucking movie. So there you
That's
go.
easily saw
Yeah,
on
he
Gaib.
before that movie he didn't
before-
look like a twink.
Yeah, he looked like a a young strapping straight boy, like a football player type almost.
Yeah,
I don't know how to break it to you. He still looks like a
Yes.
twink. So
Then he was cast in Call Me by Your Name, and then he got real gay looking, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah.
It's the trap,
the
honestly. It's
haircut.
what happened.
You know who didn't look more gay looking after that movie though? The other guy. He just looks the same.
Army Hammer. He doesn't even look
No.
like a cannibal at all.
But
But
he
he
eats
like
people. Yeah, he doesn't look like a cannibal. That was a weird time. I can't believe he eats people. It's like
Yeah.
weird.
So, a lot of Rebirth as well. I'm still doing all the extra stuff. I'm starting to get kind of burned out because I couldn't quite finish the zone in Corel because there's like missions in each zone and you can like knock everything out. And I've tried to knock everything out before I leave, but I looked it up and I think I have to come back to this one afterwards. And so that kind of took
dick move.
Yeah, and it's like the fun quest that I was going to tell you, like, hey, make sure you do the Cactuar stuff, the Cactuar stuff in Corel. And yeah, do it, but you're not going to be able to do all of it right away. You have to
Caleb,
come
why
back.
did you send me the video clip you sent me earlier today?
I just thought it was weird that the buggy, like, I tried to get in it and it just drove off by itself.
Okay, that's what I thought it was, and I was like, okay, why is he sending me that?
Yeah, it was like it was a weird visual glitch. I was trying to get back in, and then it just fucking was like, nah.
Yeah, I saw the buggy like
okay.
escape you.
I haven't played Rebirth yet, but the prevailing like
The prevailing Reddit. Tell me about what Reddit thinks, A4.
I'll fucking kill
Or
you.
4chan.
The prevailing conversation in the Ultimate Talk channel, at least what I saw today, is that people are getting burnt out by Rebirth. Like there's too much side content, which I guess makes sense because Remake was a little short.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't.
I mean,
remake was fucking forever long. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude. When I did it a second time, I had over 100 hours. But inside content, yeah. Well, yeah, when I did the 2 playthroughs.
Well, yeah,
I did normal and hard.
Well, the second playthrough doesn't take that long, though.
I was gonna say, like, the first playthrough maybe took me like 30 or 40. I forget how much, but I mean, I did.
Oh yeah,
the majority of the
super short game. You're right, A4.
for fucking Final Fantasy.
FF7 is a fucking 35-hour game. What the fuck are you talking about?
Look.
Oh, we're gonna split it in 3 parts, and we're gonna expect each part to be 100 hours.
Yeah,
is
it's
that
a
what
fuck-
your
yeah, it's a
is that what your expectation is?
Yeah, if they expect me to pay $70 for 1/3 of a game, then yeah, it better be fucking 40+ hours. Are you kidding me?
A4,
Well, don't worry.
as someone who's played every Final Fantasy game,
There's probably
would you
seven-
a 40-hour
know?
play. A 40-hour playthrough is actually like on the upper end of the Final Fantasies. Now, it's not FF14
Look, Joe.
and it's not FF11, but
Joe.
40
How long
hours,
was-
pretty solid amount of hours for an
Joe,
FF
it's
game.
2024, all right? Our Final Fantasy games have to be at least 80 hours minimum, okay?
I think they're 80 if you
16.
platinum them.
I don't know if you got the
16
platinum
might not
for
even be
15,
80.
but like a good 80 hours to do that, you know.
I did 80 hours in Remake.
I did over 115 and in this one. Now, to be fair, when we went back to 15, I had an easier time than Joe because my guys were all level 99. Although by saying an
Only
easier
99?
time, it means it took me an hour and 30 minutes to beat the game instead of an hour and 45.
You guys were only 99. My guys were like 115 by the time I finished that fucking game. And I still couldn't beat Omega.
Oh,
So-
really? I beat Omega in the first try.
It's
It just took me 2 hours,
his fucking
but I
gimmick
beat
just
him.
fucking pisses me off because it's like he's resistant to like everything unless you like do one specific thing. It's been years. I don't remember.
I mean, I
Yeah.
can understand someone thinking FF7 Remake was a short game if they expected the story to keep going. Like if they were like, what the fuck? It just ends right there.
I'm paraphrasing what people on the Discord were saying, but
I see what he's saying. It's not
I
a
don't
short
remember reading
game,
that, but yeah.
but there's a lot more side quests in the new one than there is in that one. Like a lot more
True.
side stuff. I mean, I'm at 50 hours, 55 hours, and I'm not even halfway done. So, and that's with the first playthrough. And I did everything in Remake as well. So,
Jesus.
there's another workout challenge. It's crunches this time.
hell yeah.
And it's kind of worse, but it took me less time. But our artist texted me and he's like, dude, I have what did he say? He has the thing that you like mix words up. Like when you're reading dyslexia. He's like, I got dyslexia, so that one, it was real hard for me. And I'm like, ooh, yeah. Especially when they changed the pattern. That was probably hell on earth. Like, I remember it. And then they switch. You're like, oh, fuck. But yeah, so there's more workout for Tifa. You get to see her sweat up a storm. That's
Nice. I enjoyed the bikini scenes.
All
Those were
right,
fun.
All right,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go buy Rebirth and beat it before.
It's an awesome game. If you are interested at all, you should buy it.
Zach, you should definitely buy Remake and Rebirth after
I have
Shin Megami
Remake.
Tensei.
I beat Remake the year it came out.
Oh,
good
then
game.
you should do Rebirth. You would like it.
I will eventually, especially if I get to see Tifa in a bikini. Like that's rad.
And you should do the Yuffie DLC because you'll like the minigame in there a lot. And then you'll get that
Yeah, the
again.
minigame honestly kicks ass.
I don't
Yeah.
want again to play Yuffie though.
Dude.
Or is
you
it
just-
is it its own thing?
Yuffie, I
like
think,
a-
is an improvement in this.
Is
Damn.
Yuffie its own thing, or is it actually
Yuffie-
It's a-
again?
It's a DLC.
It's a
But
DLC. It's a standalone story thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, then I totally do that. I'll do that.
Yeah, it's like 4 hours maybe if you just do
And
the
they
story.
probably get me like the muscle memory back too for that game.
I'm telling you one thing. Playing with her is giving me the muscle memory to go play that DLC again. Because I stopped playing the DLC, and then I was like trying to look at like, oh, I want to get all the Final Fantasy trophies. I'm like, this will be easy. And I pick it up on hard mode, and I was like, oh, I don't know how to play this game. Like Yuffie's so different than everybody else. But once you play as her in Rebirth, you kind of remember, like, oh yeah, she does the thing, or she throws the star and then does magic balls all day.
I need to be.
Oh, they're called materia.
FF6. I need to be FF16 too. So
For
I
their
have, like,
anal
list-
beads.
Lists of things.
I've
I
definitely
need to
seen
do.
porn of Yuffie pulling materia out of her ass like anal beads. So
I mean, I'm not surprised.
Did you draw it?
No,
Be
I wish I did because the artist who did it was really, really good. Everyone go look up optional typo on Twitter.
The way the anus clenched onto the beat as it was being pulled out, like, just was so surreal.
Well, he also drew like the 9999 next to, like doing the anyway.
What detail?
Nice.
I do appreciate that the characters in Remake and Rebirth all kind of play differently. Kind of keeps it like fresh.
It is nice. And it's fun. And I've actually made myself play with Yuffie and Red 13 this playthrough. I've made them my party for now. Just because I didn't really... Because in the Remake Part 1, in Remake, you get Red at like the last 2 hours of the game or some shit.
Yeah.
Is he even playable in the original? I don't even remember playing
He's in your party. I don't know if he's super...
Is he like a guest character? Like you can't control him, but he's there?
No, he's in the party. You can put him in.
You use him in the whole, like when you're in like the whole building at the end of the game, you can use him to like, you need him to like do shit in the building.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like,
it's been a while since I beat Remake, so.
That game was so short. How did you forget that?
Because it was 4 fucking years ago. During COVID.
I thought you waited until 2023 when it was on the PC.
No, that game was on PS4, a console with video games on it. So I bought it on that.
Oh.
I have Intergrade on PC, but I haven't really gone back and revisited it yet.
Yeah. I did also play some Monopoly Plus on the PlayStation 5. I was talking with Jake, and he was looking over my trophies because years ago I was like bragging about how my trophy percentage was higher than his because like I was just grasping for straws to be better than him, which is what you do with your friends. And since then, he's increased his percentage by like 30%, and I am like left in the dust.
Wait, the guy who like beat 200 games in a year, he's beating you?
Yeah, but he's got kids. But he's got kids now. Like
no, but he's beating me at games like percentage done in those games too. So not even just games, but like 100%ing them. Yeah.
Listen,
impressive.
Your kids can go to the mines anytime, and you can start playing games again.
I know, man. Like, I was joking with Joe about this a while ago, but like, I got solar panels on the house because I'm trying to make because it's cheaper. It's not. I mean, it's not yet.
Okay. Yeah. Fucking traitor.
Yeah. Fucking
Did you get a call?
Yeah.
Did you get a call from one of those Indian guys too?
Oh, how much energy did you get during the eclipse today? You fucking freak.
Not as much. Not as much as without the moon in the way. But yeah, we had it was a whole thing. We had an event on the yard. Greta Thunberg was there. We shook hands.
You guys were about to roll. A kid turned into a zombie and bit everybody.
Yeah, we made good headway. Good headway with those people. But yeah, and I was like, man. Like, if I could frack somehow, like, I would totally do it. I'm like, now I'm looking at that gas bill, and I'm like, how am I going to get rid of that? Like, I need some natural gas. So, yeah, the kids won't go to the mines. They're going to go find gas, and we're going to frack it, and then I'm going to have no gas bill and no power bill.
Nice.
You've got to tell your kids they can't turn the heater on, dude. Just feel like, sorry, kids.
I don't have to tell the wife that. It's cold as fuck in here, man. Like I'm not feeling my toes. I'm not sure if I'm not getting enough salt, and that's why I can't feel my toes, or if it's just too cold. It's like danger.
Either my blood circulation is critically low, or I'm experiencing.
It just makes me. It makes me think that like it's Schweiss's wife is like Ebenezer Scrooge, and he like goes to like grab the coal, and she's like, "No, it costs money," and he like drops it and goes back to his little corner and starts like Bob's Cratchit scratching. I'm sorry, sir. And he goes back to like writing.
Do I have tomorrow off? The whole day?
Oh, Christmas
Day, sir.
Yeah. So I played a little bit of that for like 20 minutes, and then I just passed out. Yeah, so that's about it. So the real question is, has anybody beaten a game since last time? Afer.
No.
Zach?
I want to fucking count Kirby so bad, but I can't because I just fought all the bosses. I didn't. go through the levels. So,
No.
Nothing for you three. And nothing for me either.
Oh, wow.
You're such a douche. I thought for sure.
I beat Monopoly Plus.
Yeah. No, I did
Fabulous.
one roll. I did one roll and I was like, I can't do this, and I just went to bed.
What token
I was
did you
just too
play
tired.
as?
I always do the
Black.
battleship.
Oh.
Yeah. Asian who's good at math. No, I always do the battleship. Like that one. So the Nude Klein Hog for the host is as follows. A4 in first place with 7 games beaten. I am in second with 4. Joe and Zach tied for last with 2 games beaten for the year. So, slow year, but
7 is a really low number, I feel like, for me for April, but whatever.
yeah.
I'm
just kinda
playing,
feels
I'm
like-
playing a fucking 80-hour RPG, apparently, so.
It just
Oh,
feels
it's not
like
that long.
I know it's not going to
And-
take me 80 hours, but,
I just feel like our games reflect that time is marching on. We are all adults, and
fuck you. I'm going to buy as many $2 porn games as I can and fucking beat them in like
that
half
was that was the clutch to beat Craig. Honestly, was
a day. Oh, God. That was
Yeah.
the clutch. All right. Yeah, all right.
it was. That's how
As if it
happened.
wasn't just pure skill on my part. Sure. All right.
No, I beat Craig. You fuckface. You didn't.
Yeah, but I beat
Yeah.
you, so, you
Yeah, and I was burned out that year. So I mean, take your free win. That's
Yeah, it's like beating Craig now. It's like once Craig lost, Craig basically lost everything. Like his whole life fell apart.
he started
Got
drinking.
married. Yeah, he started drinking. I haven't seen him since.
He's in like a gutter. It's like, you're Craig, the famous King Hog. I was once upon a time.
He had to pawn his crown because he needed
Yeah.
more drinking money.
Yeah.
Then some fucking freak came along with his $2 hentai games and beat me, along with some filthy Mexican. I don't know why I'm making Craig talk
Yeah.
like this, but
Yeah.
That's how Craig should talk always.
Great Craig impersonation, dude.
It is. That's how he sounds
could you
like.
imagine if he had like that regal, like timbre to his fucking voice? Like,
That would be
yes.
pretty sweet.
Heavy is the head that
Some-
wears the crown. Fucking glitch, dude.
Yeah. Heavy is the weight of the man who holds the crown. Large is his belly. I wish Craig talked like that.
I didn't get this. I didn't inherit this crown. I earned it by smashing into a windshield.
Fucking glitch.
Yeah. Not wearing your seatbelt apparently pays. Somehow.
When I first
I was-
fucking heard that
And
story,
I
that was
absolutely
so
beat
goddamn
Catherine.
funny.
Don't look at my trophies, by the way.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
the
can't
only
believe,
man in the world who's glitched on that game. No,
This is
he did,
kinda-
yeah. The window thing, yeah, I was so mad at him. I was like, man, you know how long it takes me to earn that much money? And then you just fucking go through a window and like, it's just instantly yours. And this motherfucker buys like state-of-the-art TV, state-of-the-art PS3 at the time, like all the games in the world. I'm like, you bitch. And I'm over there.
Oh, man.
I'm over there in my shitty apartment in fucking Orem, absolute dog hole of a fucking apartment.
And then you go to his
Just-
apartment, and he's like, peasant.
Yeah, I go to his room in his mom's basement, and it's way better than my apartment.
There's
Dude, he
velvet
could've- he
curtains
could've
on the
paid-
bed.
No, I wish, dude. There was no money spent in the actual room itself. It was all.
Yeah, it was
It's
all
literally-
on the
It's that
TVs.
fucking picture of a basement with like a console TV and demon souls on it with like a bunch of firewood next to it.
I
Yeah.
just cannot believe how nasty he and his dad, especially, were, and Callan at the time too. I don't know about Callan now, but the
Yeah.
thing is, like, I used to be like, oh, that whole family's filthy, but like. When I would go to like years later, when like his mom and his sister were just living on their own together, like the place was clean and didn't smell gross, and I'm like, so it was all just Craig's dad and Craig's influence on this place. Like, That's incredible. That's an incredible amount of mess in order to like overflow someone else's cleaning efforts.
And I'm taking the
that's pretty
timestamp
incredible.
at 58 minutes because I know Joe is going to ask me to remove this later. So
Oh no, I'm gonna have to censor myself on some stuff later on, so I will go through and bleep lots of stuff
be
when
sure
we
to give
talk
me the
about
fucking
Mexico.
timestamps.
I mean, I don't know about the past, but I do know for sure Craig is a clean person now. Just so you know.
Yeah, he's off.
I've been to his apartment quite a few times.
Yeah, you don't know the thing, man. Like,
Dude,
you'll never know.
I don't know the
Dude,
past.
the
but I
cup
don't know.
apocalypse
Yeah.
is enough.
Apocalypse.
Yeah. That's all we'll share.
I mean, no, I've bitched about this a million times. This is not new to the show.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about
I know what you're
something-
talking about, Schweiss. I'm talking about something else right now. I'm talking about the cup apocalypse.
Yeah, but
You
how,
try to move away from the thing that
Yes.
we will not talk about. Okay, all right.
Yeah,
Is the
I love
cup- is the
talking
cup-
in circles about a thing we're not going to talk about, Schweiss.
Hey, what is
I'm just
it?
making sure you know it's the
real-
thing.
No, yeah, it's a real great podcast.
is the cup
It's the
apocalypse
thing,
related
though.
to
It's the
Cody
thing
and Sarah, or is that related to Craig?
No, it's all Craig.
No, Craig
Cody-
is the cup apocalypse.
How
Cody
bad
never
is
did the
Cody-
dishes,
Craig
but
compared
neither
to
did
Sarah.
Craig.
Craig's not as
Wha-
gross because,
What?
dude. Now Sarah
What?
and Cody, they had that
We
crock
both
pot
live
of
with them.
cologne. I never lived with Sarah there, but I can't imagine she's dirtier than Cody. But no, I did live with. Okay, look. Yes,
smell
I
like
had to come
garter?
to. Well, yeah, I still have it. But I did have to go to Cody one time and demand a fork because he had them all in his room.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
But there's
story.
also they had like a crock pot that they had that had like pork in it or something, and they left that thing, and it was Cody at the place in Geneva on Geneva Road over
Yeah, the
in
nice
fucking
place
Vineyard.
that we all destroyed. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Dude, that thing was like, I came in and I was like, oh. And then like you bump into it, and it just, oh man, it like unleashed.
Release some gas.
Yeah. And I was like, this is toxic.
Spores.
Like, yeah, I was like, this is like straight up Last of Us level spore shit going on here. It's gonna fucking kill us.
And Schweiss
so-
turns into a clicker.
Yeah, yeah, it's Cody. Don't worry about it. But no, it was nasty, and maybe that one thing might not be enough to put him over give him the edge over Craig, but it was pretty foul.
I mean, I've definitely had my moments with Cody and Sarah, but no, Caleb Craig, I remember like he left so many dishes in his side of the sink and I told him he was to clean it, and he was like, I'm gonna clean it, and then like a week later, like, dude, fucking clean that thing. I'm gonna clean it. And I got so fucking mad. I took the pile of dishes, I put it in his bed, and then I don't regret it. Like, I know that sounds like the biggest dick move on the planet, but fuck you. Do the fucking dishes after 2 weeks. God damn it. And so like I was so fucking mad at him. I just fucking had it. And he got the dishes out of his fucking bed, but like not all of them. The guy didn't like clean up around his bed enough. There were still like fucking dishes and forks we would find through the cracks of like
I'm
the
not doing
bedside.
it, dude.
Because like he couldn't take fucking 2 seconds to pull the bed back and make sure there weren't like 9,000 forks and knives that had stuffed over into the cracks of his disgusting
Yeah, yeah.
little corner that he had. And yeah, I would just take cups and get new containers of tea or whatever from the gas station, and they would just pile up. It would pile up no matter where he lived. I've lived with this guy like 4 different times. It would like not matter like what the living situation was, or like when he had the room upstairs at Caleb Schweiss's place, it was just a million cups piled on top of each other. Anyway,
That's like the Craig. What is it? The Craig Lacey, like the fucking Dothraki see. It's like that's how the world will end. Is the blood or the moon grass choking out everything else? It's like it's just cups. That's how the world ends, dude. It's just cups covering the land.
I don't have enough things to put inside the cups to make these useful. I don't know where you keep on getting cups.
Yeah. It's just how it is. That's how the world will end. It's just the cupocalypse.
Oh man, yeah, that was a rough time.
Yeah,
I like. Otherwise, Craig was fine as a roommate. Like,
yeah,
it was just he's so messy, or was so messy at the time. And I'm cleaner now than I was then, but I was like relatively clean. And I don't know. Like now, I live in a place I clean it every day, and it's nice. And my fiance is the same way. She's probably cleaner than I am. Like always, like folding things and like putting things back where they should be, and not leaving things out, not having a pile of dishes, cleaning up right after you. It's in both. Like both of us are like that. So whenever we go somewhere that's not like that, like my sister's house, we're just like,
yeah. I'm trying to figure out: is that a racist joke or is that a sexist joke? A4.
Both.
Or which one is it
both?
more of? All right. Yeah, I know that yeah. Man, thinking about upstairs. Anyway. Resident Evil, the final chapter. This is the last one.
Resident Evil, yes.
Mila, what was I came up with a new name for her. It was like, it was something about her tits.
I was gonna say, is it because of her flat chest or
Mila Jova tits or something?
Nah,
Mila. No,
it was something better.
Tits.
It was better. It was worth saying.
Yeah. Thanks for sharing the other one with us.
Yeah, I'll give you the one that should have died.
I can't remember what I said, but if I did, it would have been hilarious.
Yeah, I don't feel better for knowing that. So
yeah. Oh no, it's Jehovah tits. That's what it was. Mila Jehovah tits.
That was worth
what?
That was worth it.
Because her tits are divine, but they're kind of not though. So I don't know. It was something along those lines. There was something else to it.
Okay,
but
all right.
I know Jesus tits was part of it.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to be struck down later for this joke.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
By what? Paul W.S. Anderson?
Yeah.
What's he gonna do? Make another shitty movie? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, there's gonna be an award show like 20 years from now, and I'm gonna be giving him an award, and he's gonna just fucking
it's okay.
backhand me.
It's okay
and
because
Uwe Boll, they're gonna do a movie. You're gonna have to give them an award, and they're both just gonna fucking punch you in the face.
it's okay because he did make another shitty movie after this, and he foreshadows it at the beginning of this movie when it just becomes the Monster Hunter movie for a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I could sense that there was soon to be a movie where his wife spends half of it bouncing around a car that's rolling down a hill.
I mean, at least in that movie, I could tell what was going on during the action scenes because it wasn't edited like by a schizophrenic.
No, it was exactly the same way.
Yeah.
A4, it was exactly the same. I remember this on the Monster Hunter review.
Look,
I was like, these things are just chopped together.
You'll have to forgive me for not remembering a single fucking thing about Monster Hunter parentheses 2020 or 2021 whenever that movie came out.
Yeah, that movie, the only thing I remember about it is that it cemented the truth that Ron Perlman is only good as Hellboy, and everything else, he's garbage.
I mean,
Slade
in Pacific Rim is great, and he's good in Alien. What's the fourth one? Resurrection, when he's just a douchebag. It's awesome.
I don't remember that.
Really,
Resident
Zach,
Evil, the final chapter.
Really, Zach, you're not going to defend Slade, Teen Titans? He's pretty good as that, as the voice.
Oh yeah, he's really good in that too. Anyway, yeah, and Resident Evil.
Resident Evil: The Final Chapter is a 2016 action horror film written and directed by Paul W.S. Anderson, a direct sequel to Resident Evil Retribution, which I've now completely
never heard of
forgotten. I remember it being bad.
Is that the one where they're on the boat, or
this is the?
Oh fuck! I don't even remember.
This is the 6th installment in the Resident Evil film series, and the final installment in the original series, which is based on the video game series of the same name. It stars
very loosely
Mila Jovovich, Ian Glenn, and then other people that I've never seen before.
Ian Glenn
the
is the
film?
Jorah Mormont guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Jorah Mormont.
He's awesome.
I literally don't know his fucking like actual name. I just know him as Jorah Mormont. When I watch like Tomb Raider or GoldenEye, I'm like, it's him.
Oh yeah, he's in GoldenEye. Yeah.
So Alice and her friends are betrayed by Wesker, who gathers the entire forces of the Umbrella Corporation into one final strike against the apocalypse survivors. Also, all of her fucking clones are dead. And that's the movie. Cool.
Yeah.
What'd you guys think?
I thought it was very brave of Greta Thunberg to be in this movie.
Very brave.
Yeah, as a small child. Which I guess she's kind of just like a small child forever.
I don't know, dude. You seen that picture where she's getting arrested and she has like 2 watermelons attached to her fucking chest?
No. I only look. It's like Arya Stark from Game of Thrones, right? Like, yeah, they kind of sexed her up at the end, but I wasn't really into that. I was like, nah, this is a kid, bro.
Dude, my
Like,
wife has been on a kick of rewatching Game of Thrones, and every time I like wake up at 4 a.m. and she's still watching Game of Thrones, and I'm like, God, Arya Stark is a fucking woof. Like, ugh. Anyway.
yeah, no, but now, no. Once she got older and they like sexualized her a little in the very last season, I was like, I don't like this. Like, it's weird. And Greta Thunberg, I would say, is the same way. You can't sexualize Greta Thunberg. Greta Thunberg is like
she looks like a fucking like a scab.
But A4 is
Looks
gonna
like
try.
a-
God damn it!
she looks like a Swedish 12-year-old, like forever and always.
Yeah.
Now maybe she could be one of your anime characters that admits that she's over 2,000 years old.
Nope, not even a little bit, because she looks like a she looks like a 70-year-old Russian man in the body of a 12-year-old girl. So
Yeah, well, that's just her voice, the 70-year-old Russian.
it's more than just her voice; it's kind of everything. But yeah.
We do get a 70-year-old Mila Jovovich in this movie too.
Oh yeah,
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, we
She kind
do.
of looks like the grandma from Requiem for a Dream to me for some reason, as like an old lady.
Who is also in old lady makeup.
Yeah, no, she's not as old as she is in that movie. Yeah.
By the way,
I saw her in
just-
something else, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
They act
and I had
like
to go
that's a
look
big-
it up.
They act like that's a big twist when they show like the board meeting scene earlier where Jorah Mormont's talking to the board and they have her talking, and I'm like, that's going to be like an old Mila Jovovich, right? And sure enough,
Well, yeah, because she talked just like she had Mila Jovovich's voice, and I'm like, oh, okay, so it's like, what is she like, fucking Snake? And this is like we're watching the Mila Jovovich we're watching
she
is
kind of
actually
is like Snake, or at least because the fucking like
his
original
big
version,
boss.
like, the original version like ages super fast, so she's like 25, but she looks like she's 90 or something.
Yeah. Yeah, no, so it's like the opposite of Metal Gear Solid. The actual person is aging really fast. The clone is aging
Yeah.
Normally,
Yeah.
Yeah. Not that it matters because this movie's still kind of done.
I feel like, okay, going back talking about old Mila Jovovich, when you find out that, like, you know, she's a clone or whatever, and they're like, you're the clone, she's the real one, and the younger one, like, the computer program is younger you, why did the younger one have a British accent?
Yeah, I was like, why
I
are
was
the
like-
others not British?
That was like making Chun-Li as a baby Chinese, making her teenage version Chinese American, and then making Chun-Li a fucking white person at the end of that movie. It did not, it's just like, I was like, yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just like,
I
no,
assume that back
whatever.
when they made that first movie and they gave the AI a British voice, they didn't think that fucking far ahead.
Yeah.
This movie feels very like Michael Bay Transformers to me, where there's a lot of stupid shit that doesn't make any fucking sense, but it's like vaguely popular, so we'll just hand wave everything.
Don't you compare this to Transformers?
Yeah, honestly, Transformers in comparison to this looks better and better.
I'm not
in, like,
saying
every
that
single
Transformers is
way.
on the same level. I'm saying that like it's the same level of like stupid bullshit where we're just going to ignore, like, this doesn't make any sense. Like when they start invading the hive and then the guy turns the fucking fan on that like sucks them in and the one girl
Okay.
Yeah.
dies And then like he sees them all survive, and he's like, I probably shouldn't turn the fan on again. I should probably let them come here.
No, dude, I for that one, I wrote down like, I was like, oh man, I said, haha, oh man, I was going to be pissed if no one got fan vaporized.
Yeah.
And Wesker just needed one kill with that trap. He's like, come on, all I want is one.
Also, going into
And he nails her and he's like, hell yeah.
Going into that trap, he knew exactly who was going to die, and it was that small boy with tits that joins
That
them.
flipped him off.
Yeah.
All right, but for real, how mad would you be? Like, seriously, if I was asked to be a part of these shitty movies, and I was like, cool, how do I die? And they're like, a fan? I'd be like, fuck you, I'm not being in this movie. Like,
Yeah.
don't get a cool way. A fan's not cool, man.
I mean, they did her better than they did
Imagine
Kmart. I think that was Kmart's head in one of those fucking like freezer drawers,
They had like
dude.
a whole orchestral like score for when she died, and it's like I don't even know what this character's name is. I thought that was when I first saw her when they were at like the fucking like Survivor skyscraper. I thought that was Michelle Rodriguez, and they brought her back somehow, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it was another lesbian.
Yeah, exactly.
I just saw her die, and I was like, oh. But like the one, like two, or what is it? I can't remember the black dude. I don't remember any of their names. But like the black dude, like is like looking at like the creeper things, and they turn around because like it moves and tries to like attack him, and he like backs up, and the one fucking just eats his head. I'm like, that's fucked.
Yeah, he like barely gets a death scene at all.
Oh, I know because
Like, she
it's
just
already
offhandedly-
dark. It's already black in there. You couldn't really see what was going on.
Like the thing just jumps on him at some point, and then like later, Mila Jovovich is like, "Oh, he's dead," and it's just like, when the fuck did that guy
Where'd he
die?
go? He didn't make it.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Yeah. I like to think of like Wesker just planning these traps out and like everyone else telling him no to the fan thing, and he's like, no, dude, no, I'm telling you, this shit's gonna work.
He's like
till the
talking
shit's
to
gonna
Ian
work.
Glenn, and he's like,
Till the
he's like,
shit
no,
hits
seriously,
the fan.
seriously.
Yeah. And then he's like, it works, and then he's like freaking out, but then there's no one there to see it.
By the way,
No,
He's just so pissed.
Ian Glenn has to be in the same room, and he just looks at him. He's like, "I told you," and then just like
Told you
turns it
so.
off for the one.
Yeah, and then he hands him
No, but-
hands him like a stack of bills.
the way he acts in this movie, he would have been like, "I told you so."
He's like, I bet you $1 million your fan doesn't kill a single fucking person.
By the way, best
Like, no,
character
no.
out of the survivors in the whole movie, and he's like barely acknowledged, is the little black kid that looks like fucking Stymie from the Little Rascals with like the newsy cap and the gun. He's in like a few scenes in the beginning, and then he's just gone at some point. Just a little black
what
kid
happened
with
to
a
that
big
dude?
hat and like a golf club and a gun. He probably died during the fucking siege. I don't know.
Yeah. So I liked the old hand removal trick. That was a good scene. Where he's like, you'll never be able to use it. And she just cuts his fucking
they have
hand
like an
off and
ID.
takes it.
They have like an ID controlled motorcycle that can only be controlled by like Umbrella members. So she just cuts off Jordan Mormont's hand, and he goes, "Oh!" He does like the best O face as she like takes his severed hand and uses it to start the motorcycle.
Yeah. I liked the triple barreled sawed off shotgun. That was pretty sweet.
Triple-barreled shotgun. It's so
I
stupid.
really like Wesker as like a bad guy through the games and stuff, and I just feel like they kind of wasted him. Like honestly,
Yeah, but the best moment was when like what's her nuts, the old Mila Jovovich was like, "You're fired," and then the computer saw him as a civilian, so it immediately killed him.
like it's his leg into the ground. How did he die? Because like
he
his
didn't.
blood's coming
He was
out of his
still alive.
mouth. No,
He was
because he
still
dies at
alive.
the end when he drops. Doesn't he die when he drops the grenade? That's what I
he
thought.
yeah,
bled
the
out
grenade
after,
blows
like,
him up.
15 fucking minutes.
So I know. I thought he just died and like gave it up. I didn't know he just dropped it.
Yeah, you had to
Like-
keep holding it.
No, I know,
maybe
no, I
he,
know
maybe
that.
he,
I guess Mila Jovovich
But, like-
never factored in like rigor mortis in that, but whatever.
Maybe, but like no, because like it smashes his leg and pins him there, and then blood's like coming out of his mouth, and I'm like, is that a like? I don't
yeah.
think that's
Dude, it's a fact.
Like, how hard does that have to land on you to shoot blood out of your
leg
mouth?
bone's not connected to your lung bone. Like,
Dude,
there's no
yeah.
way.
It's a movie. It's a movie injury. It's like, oh, you got shot by one
Toe
bullet, so you're
bones
immediately
connected
dead.
to your your toe bones
Yeah.
connected to your mouth blood vessels.
Yeah, your toes got cut
Mouth
off, so
blood
you
vessels
start
connected
coughing
to
up
your-
blood. By the way, they also like there was that scene where he like holds her hand up in the laser hallway, so it cuts her fingers off. And my one friend was like,
cuts her
"Why
diddling
didn't she just
fingers."
make a fist to avoid that?"
Yeah, like at the last second, just like
I thought the same thing. I'm like, you're not that high up, bitch.
Yeah, and then he's just like, fuck. Damn
Which,
it.
like, it was great too, because then like it cuts back later and it shows that like during that she was like pulling the pin on a fucking grenade and sticking it in his pocket, and then he dies by like the smallest grenade explosion ever in the history
Okay,
of
I
film.
was just gonna say that the most worthless grenade that I've ever
It has
seen.
an explosion radius
It's
of like a foot, and he dies from it somehow. It's like, it's not a fucking firecracker; it's a grenade. He should
Yeah,
be,
that
like,
and
pulled.
they got no regulation in the explosives category, because earlier they had that claymore that she used against the zombie dragon from season 8 of Game of Thrones.
And it blows up the entire fucking like city block.
Another
Yeah.
actor from Game of Thrones, Jorah Mormont, and the dragon from the last season.
Yeah,
Well, that was,
there's always
what
two.
I was saying the whole time is like when he's hamming it up the whole time, I'm like, Game of Thrones was out at this time. He doesn't need to be in this fucking movie and like
Yeah, he
hamming it
had
up
work.
this hard.
Yeah, well, that claymore was like a small nuclear warhead that went off. I was like,
think
God,
the implication is that it blew up the truck too, but like, yeah, it was.
So
by the way,
what, the-
take a drink during this movie. Every time someone is either blown away from or running away from an explosion, and you will die of alcohol poisoning within the first 10 minutes of this fucking movie.
Yeah. I liked the Red Queen swapping sides. I thought that was cool. I guess.
It felt like nostalgia bait because it's like they got to bring everything back. Like they have her saying like, "Oh, you're going to die down here," which is from the first movie, and then they have the laser hallway, which is from the first movie, and it's like this is 15 years too fucking late to do this fucking bit, but whatever.
Yeah, they had a pretty sweet Roman candle move where they lit all the zombies on fire. I thought that was pretty cool.
That was cool.
The fight scenes in this one, like this movie sucked, dude. They were so everything was so choppy. Everything was so bad.
I mean,
Also, real quick, you saying that you like my favorite part of the movie is when Mila Jovovich has like the zombie killing thing, and she goes, "Now this is pod racing," and she Phantom Menace style kills all of the zombies, like they just fall over, and I'm like,
I thought that was pretty dumb too. I'm like, how is this going to get into the air? And then later she's like, oh, it'll take a few months. I'm like, no, it's going to take like,
oh no, yeah, the
forever.
antivirus, yeah, and then she's
for the
like,
air,
oh,
for the air to just
take,
travel to every crevice.
It could take years to spread over the world. It's like at the beginning of this movie, you said the fucking virus took days to spread over the world. So what are we talking about here?
Yeah. And I'm like, why wouldn't you aerosolize this and then shoot it into the atmosphere? Like, duh. Why would you drop it on the ground?
The weird gambit that the Red Queen was like, the antivirus didn't kill you; it just got rid of the T cells in your body, the T virus cells. Also, we had to make sure that someone was willing to make the ultimate sacrifice. And I'm like, so what if she wasn't? Like, this is such a stretch for this movie to make.
And then she's like, oh, then we would have shot it into the atmosphere and it would have worked immediately. But now it's going to take
also, here's your
20
golden
years
ticket.
to work.
Here's the memories of all the childhood you didn't have because you're a fucking clone. This is the great glass elevator.
How? No. So, yeah, that's a good point. How does she feel knowing that she isn't the original, but now she has all these memories? Like, also, Ian Glenstead coming up to himself and being like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "I'm you, idiot."
There's literally a scene where he says, "I'm me," and I thought of the clip from fucking Kingdom Hearts where Riku is like, "No, I'm me," and Evil Riku is like, "I'm me." He says,
No. Matrix Reloaded. When the fucking Agent Smith guy is turning everybody into himself.
Oh yeah.
And then he goes and he's like, the other agent is like, you, and then he like sticks his hand into the agent and he turns into Agent Smith and he goes, and he's like, me, and then he turns into Agent Smith and then he goes, me too. That's the best version of that.
Sorry, Joe.
I forgot to say that in the Kingdom Hearts review because I remembered that when I was playing that, but now everybody can know.
Sorry, Joe. I don't watch trans allegories.
Joe, how do you feel that they're gonna make a fifth Matrix?
Well, I saw that the Wachowskis were basically not involved at all, and I was like, okay, that makes sense.
I didn't see that. That's really funny.
No. So Lana Wachowski is credited as the executive producer, which basically means like keep my name on this and give me a paycheck. I'm pretty sure that's all it means.
They gave her some money, but she goes, "It's not my fault. Whatever you do."
Yeah. So So, like, and one of the Wachowskis already stepped out on the last movie, and I think it's probably because I swear to God, and I think I brought this up this week, right, in the chat.
I know. Yeah.
And someone else, I saw a YouTube thumbnail. I think we talked about this on Nude Clan, but I just want to hammer this home that I brought this to you fresh a long time ago. Okay. When I watched that fourth Matrix movie, and I was like, it's either really bad and it's just really disappointingly awful, or it's like a genius meta criticism about sequels, which it definitely is. So what I think is they tried to kill off
So either
the Matrix
I'm right
series.
or I'm really right.
And so they tried to kill off the Matrix series by making the fourth movie terrible. It's terrible. And like, because there's literally in the Matrix, they are keeping Neo in this like different Matrix, enslaved, and he believes that he's a video game maker who has made a trilogy of games called The Matrix. And Warner Brothers, this is actually in the movie. I know none of you guys watch this fucking movie. And Warner Brothers wants him to make a sequel to his trilogy of Matrix games, and he doesn't want to do it. That is part of the plot of the fourth Matrix movie. And when that part happened, I was like, and I thought after the movie ended, and I thought about the movie, I was like, I think it might have been bad on purpose.
And
I think it might have been bad on purpose.
What was that fourth Matrix movie called? The Matrix Revengeance?
Yeah, something like that. Revolutions? No.
That's what
I thought
Matrix.
I thought they were both identifying as the Coen brothers now, so I have no idea what's going on.
So anyway, it was I brought that up and I saw like a YouTube thumbnail saying like the fourth Matrix was bad on purpose. And I'm like, someone else took this idea and made a whole fucking video essay on it and had like a gazillion views. Like, I should have done that.
Yeah. Luckily, we'll get another Fargo movie. That'll be cool. It's going to be way different than the other one, though. I'll tell you that.
Can't wait for Fargo Revolutions.
Fargo Reloaded. No, but
fucking
like
Fargo with mech suits. Like, damn, these guys are crazy, eh?
I know you guys love the Transformers movies apparently all of a sudden, but like this feels like
What?
one of the because you were defending it a second ago.
No, I was defending it in comparison to this thing. What are you fucking talking about?
Because these movies feel
I
like
don't
just
know.
dumb Hollywood movies. Like there's a bunch of stupid shit that they just like don't explain. Like they have those big tanks that are leading the army of zombies to Raccoon City, but then like Jorah Mormont is just standing there and they stop the tank. And at some point I'm just like, did all the zombies stop too? Because the whole point was they were following the tank.
I only ever saw the first Transformers. I do want that to be clear. Maybe they do get awful.
They got
they were. I mean, that
stupid.
That first Transformers was pretty bad, but
Oh,
they get
you
worse,
didn't even see
dude.
the second one,
But
dude?
I can't-
The second
I
one
can't
is, like,
imagine-
amazingly bad.
okay, I can't imagine.
Dude, it's worse.
I cannot imagine Michael Bay directing an action scene worse.
Good movie.
No, dude, watch Revenge of the Fallen. You will shit your fucking pants.
I'm right under the robot's testicles or
Yeah,
scrotum
that's
or whatever.
like
he said.
something like he's like it's John Turturro saying I am under the enemy's scrotum, and meanwhile there's like two Transformers that are doing blackface. It's SpongeBob and
Yeah, they're like
another
hella.
guy.
They're hella racist. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
bad.
You need to watch Revenge of the Fallen.
But
It's such a bad movie.
Okay, you're saying, I get it. You're saying that that's a bad movie, but I'm telling you that like the cuts involved where like just one person just turning around one time, you need 4 different shots.
I'm not
in
talking-
quick
I'm not
succession
talking about, like,
that are
the
each about 4 frames
cinematography.
long.
I'm talking about-
I'm talking about the blocking, which is the director's job, is to block scenes out with actors and to make use of the space. And then
Right.
of course, then you cut that together in the edit. So
No.
now I have no idea if the blocking's any good in these movies because you can't see it because it fucking cuts 9,000 fucking shots just to do like one simple like movement for an actor.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking
hit
about
is
that
like
shit.
Now, I don't believe that Michael Bay would ever direct something that vapidly boring.
I'm not talking about gay
cannot
shit
believe
like
it.
blocking. I'm talking about the fact that these movies are bombastic and like,
Okay, it's not about being bad. There's a million different ways of a movie to be bad. For a
I
movie
know.
to be bad.
A lot of them
Yeah.
are bad.
Can you imagine being
But when
as
you're talking about
worthless as
fight
Colton?
scenes,
I'm
and
not
then you
talking
bring
about
up,
just
oh,
fight
he says a
scenes.
line.
I'm talking about the
No,
fact
you
that
did.
this-
You
no,
said
no,
fight
no,
scenes.
No, I'm saying that this movie opens with her fighting
Someone
a
rewind
fucking,
this shit.
I'm talking about this movie opening with her fighting a fucking like giant mutant mosquito or some shit, some sort of dragon, and then it goes into like, oh, now we got to have this fucking like Mad Max style thing where we light a bunch of gasoline on fire from the top of a fucking skyscraper, and then it turns into fucking like weird nostalgia bait for the first movie, but not really. Like, again,
I mean, that was one of my favorite parts was when the Red Queen has her put in this earpiece. She's like, put in this earpiece and I'll continue to mouth exactly what I'm saying confidentially to you, to the rest of the group. Because, like, she's like, here, put this on. And then she turns to her and, like, starts telling her a secret. But, like, the visual version of her is still just, you know, moving her lips. And I'm like, why would you do that?
it's more.
Why would you be like,
what I mean more? Is
oh,
just
here,
like,
I'm not going to let them know what it is, and then just stare at everyone and like mouth it all out. And the one guy's like,
like a bunch
oh, I'm compromised. Okay.
a bunch of dumb action set pieces that, like, if you think about them for more than half a second, you're like, wait a minute, this doesn't make any goddamn sense.
That's why they tried to cut it around so you couldn't see anything.
Well, yeah,
They don't want you to think.
Yeah,
I like
the
that
editing in this was
was-
awful because you couldn't
It was.
see anything
It was
happening in the
100%
fight
awful.
scenes. But
Yeah. Or the
like-
guy, I also loved the. Good.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say the fight scene with the big mutant and like the black guy dies, and I'm like, man, this monster would probably be scary if I could fucking see it, but I can't. So
Yeah. I
those
loved how
supposed
when
to No, go ahead.
I loved how in the village, like when everyone was getting ready to fight, the guy with the nail gun was like showing off that he could hit the target, and then the target like turns a little and like he's like missed every shot.
Yeah.
Like they hit it, but like barely. I'm like, oh yeah, I can't wait to be running in front of that guy.
I love how
with his
they
fucking nail gun sniper.
they hit every single zombie movie cliche where they have the guy that's just like, I don't trust this person. It's like, and the other person comes in, it's like, I know you want to be in charge, but we need to calm down a little bit here. I'm like, so this is the guy in this movie, like.
Yeah, it did. That was definitely a part of it. So I haven't been listening at all to you guys talk. I want that to be clear. So let me go. Let me start my notes. Another PowerPoint presentation starts this movie off. Well, first we of course get the like overview, but then we get the PowerPoint presentation where she says like, your mission is. The last movie started exactly the same way. Did the other two before this also start that way, or was it just the last one and this one?
I
can't remember.
Okay. The Skylift kid zombie is pretty legit, by the way. I actually like that scene. I got a good jump in there, and he was like, ah! It was like made me laugh, and it was kind of like creepy, so I enjoyed that. There was also a good water jump scare. You know, the movie for one time like took its time for Mila Jovovich to dip down into the water, and then the bat creature comes out of it. No, it was the face thing comes out of that, not the bat creature. I put good old jumpy cutting during action scenes, which of course did not stop. I wrote that about 5 minutes into the movie.
Did not stop.
I do want to say that compared to the last two movies, as you know, the 5 frames of it that I can remember, was markedly better visual effects in this movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Despite the fact that the budget was technically lower than the last movie by like 20 million, I actually think it looks a lot better. It's the same cinematographer, but it looks a lot better. So I don't know what they were trying, like what they decided on. It seems like it's darker. Like the whole movie is just a lot like darker and more like, I guess, higher contrast. When before it was like brightly lit and kind of looked like a commercial. And so I think that probably hurt the other movies, and that this one was like hiding its lower budget level, and it ended up looking better because it was hiding it. So I actually thought that was like a nice improvement. Okay. Let's see, that evil bat sure is missing a lot. Oh yeah, the bat was like trying to like hit her with the tail in the
I was like getting
car,
into the car and it kept like,
and she's not moving, and the bat is just missing over and over again. I thought that was
Because
funny.
I thought it might be blind because then she like drives it straight into a fucking like crane that's hanging halfway through, or like a plane or some shit, and it just hits it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, can it not see that or whatever?
Now
maybe it's because it's not nighttime.
you guys clearly missed the scene where it showed the bat's eyes, and they were just like two giant oogly eye things, you know, like the little
I saw
plastic
the eyes,
ones.
but I'm like,
They're just kind of like rolling around in there when he turns his head. So like,
he's doing his best.
yeah, this fucker's like got
Dude,
problems.
it's like when they take the wheelchair dudes, like in Scary Movie 2, where they take his glasses off and his eyes like go in different directions or whatever.
Dude, the Jorah Mormont, when he is like on the truck thing and she's like being dragged behind or whatever, and he's like talking to her, but he's talking to her like with normal room speaking voice, and there's no fucking way that underneath that huge truck that she can hear a goddamn word he's saying.
That would be the best fucking edit if it goes up to him and she's dragging. It's like you just see his mouth like.
Yeah, it shows it from her view, and it's just the truck sound.
by the way, am I crazy? Am I crazy, or like was him being a religious fanatic not ever a part of these movies until right now?
It's been
You're
a,
probably
it's
not
been
crazy, but
it's been a while since the last one, is my assumption.
Yeah, but I don't remember him being like a religious zealot where he's got a bunch of people in cages and he like casts her out, and then like when he's talking to the board of Umbrella, he's like, we got to do what the Holy Bible says. We got to end the world first on our terms. Like that was his whole fucking
that's
gimmick,
true.
is that he was like religious, and I'm like, where did this come from?
see, you're complaining about it, but honestly, whenever Jorah Mormont wasn't in the movie was boring as fuck.
No, I'm not saying he was bad. He was the best part of this movie. I just don't understand where like this sudden tonal shift in his character where he's like, yeah, I'm like a hardcore Christian conservative now. Like I don't know where the fuck that came from, but like his anytime he was
got
on
on the
screen,
MAGA train.
I fucking
Yeah.
loved it because he was just hamming it up constantly, chewing every piece of scenery he can get his fucking teeth on.
Hey, that's what
See-
actors should do, man.
I agree.
He was trying to get his podcast on the Daily Wire, but that stupid fucking Candace Owens came along and ripped it away from him.
I thought the movie was over or going into the third act at the 46-minute mark.
Yeah.
So when I was like, okay, I probably have time to do my dishes real quick. And then I like flicked the thing on my PlayStation and it was like 46 minutes. I was like, fuck.
Was that when they're like
man.
starting to go into the
Fuck.
hive? Like they
Yeah,
go
it
in
was
the pit?
like, so after, like it was at the end when they're looking out the at the end of the middle, I guess, when they're looking out. And it looks like they're like, okay, now we're going to go to the next place. And when that happened, I was like, all right, third act. And I clicked it. I was like, oh, fuck, midpoint. God damn it. That's,
Yeah.
I know when
That-
to pee during a movie because I fucking have, like, basic story structure in my head. Like, usually after the midpoint, that's a good point. Like, something big happens, and then there's usually, like, there's, like, a scene of, like, calm before the storm, before, like, the movie takes off.
That's where you go pee.
That's always the best place to go pee at the movie.
Yeah. Good luck trying to take a pee in a recent Scorsese movie. The one time you go pee, it's like you come back and there's like body parts on laying around the yard. I'm like, whoa, what did I miss?
Did I
what
miss
the fuck?
Did I miss the Killers of the Flower Moon? What the fuck?
Did I miss the one exciting scene in this 9-hour movie? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me?
So after the 46-minute mark, they are chased by zombie dogs. And what I put was good thing that zombie dogs sink.
Yeah,
I
they
didn't know that zombie dogs just sink,
I
but
guess
they
because
do.
they're like all skeleton, like they just have rib cages.
I
don't
guess
know.
so. I don't know if bones are buoyant. Boings are buoyant.
That's what I said. I'm
Boings
like,
are
because they have
boing.
buoyancy.
Boingy boingy. Yeah. It's that Jova tits. It's on the mind.
I put we need a whole intro on the series in every single movie, but we get random flashbacks to the first film that have no explanation. So that's nice.
Hey, remember the
laughed.
scene before we went into the fucking laser hallway? Let's show that again.
I laughed at the scene selection at the beginning of the movie where they did their like, I thought it was like a 15-minute montage. There was one of them that was like hilarious.
540 or something.
Yeah.
I checked.
I did too. I was like, oh, that was like 10, 15, right? And I was like, oh
no, you have
was only
so
5
much
minutes.
longer.
yeah. I was like, fuck, man, I'm tired. I don't know if I'm gonna make it.
I put the mind-reading Sherlock Holmes Guy Ritchie version scene, and there was more than one after I wrote this down, is insane.
Well, where
and feels
she like imagines how she's
where
going to kill
she
him.
is imagine how she's gonna like beat the shit out of him, and then he also imagines it
He
back.
counter imagines it.
He counter imagines it.
They're
And
both.
I thought it was just a way to make the movie longer. I was like, please, you could have made
You're
this 90
probably right.
minutes. But
Yeah,
they're like, we need action right now, so let's just make up a scene where they have
Let's
action
shoot some
made up in
B-roll
their
where she
mind.
does absolutely beat the shit out of him, but then he like combo breakers
Counter-
that and does it himself.
So I like kind of with that scene going up into like when they're fighting in the elevator, how fucking worthless where Claire Redfield is in that scene, because she just gets trounced, bro.
By the way,
Like, he just
they
fucks her
show
up.
her earlier in the movie and they act like it's a big revelation. I forgot that was supposed to be Claire Redfield until someone said her name like 20 minutes later. So there's that.
Yeah, I mean, when I saw the runtime on this thing, I was like, why not 90?
It's
Why
like
can't we have like a crisp
Why not
90?
88?
No, when
Why
you
not 88?
factor in the credits, it's like a solid 90, give or take.
It's because it's the final chapter. They had to tie everything up in a nice, neat bow.
They had to
Yeah,
tie
nice
everything
neat
up in a
bow
nice
that-
Because
bow,
this show,
but also leave
because
it
this show
open
has
for
no,
more.
no bad things in this. It's all just a perfect little.
My
little
God, that ending, A4, you just said it. They tie it up, but they're still like, but I'm still out there. It's like, oh my God. What the
I'm
fuck
still
you
doing
call the
these
next
mutant
one?
Bat things.
Resident
It
Evil,
could take
man.
years until the antivirus reaches every corner of the earth.
They
Even
already
though the
went
virus
through.
reached in days.
Okay, Resident Evil, the third one is called Extinction. That sounds like the end of a trilogy,
Well-
which I'm guessing it probably was. That was one of the ones I didn't watch. And then you got Afterlife, where it's like, okay, we'll just do one more. And then fucking Retribution. And then the final chapter.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
so
That's
what
like
a
the-
dumb
that's the-
name for a movie.
No, but
also.
that's
Can
like
we
the
talk
horror-
about how the final chapter is stupid.
Yeah, but that's like the horror movie trope. Like, I think Freddy's Dead is the sixth one. It's called The Final Nightmare. And I think, like,
Basically goes to hell is the last Jason
like,
one.
Friday the 13th, like 5 or 6 is the last Jason one, except it's not. But, yeah. They do
Look,
this all the time.
I
Yeah, but
think-
like still.
I think it's clear the next one is going to be called Resident Evil Remake.
Well, they already made one. They made one based on, like,
Yeah, it's
Resident
called
Evil 1 and
Welcome
2.
to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
No,
And it was
No, 'cause it's
Raccoon
like meh.
Shitty. That movie
Yeah.
sucked. I was so
No,
mad about that.
look.
Raccoon City is one of the most boring movies I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, my girlfriend fell asleep
look,
when we rented it.
I
this movie's
almost
very-
did as well. I almost walked out. I was like, look, I've never walked out at a movie. This is like one of the only times. This and like The Three Musketeers. Oddly enough, another Paul W.S. Anderson movie.
Oh, no shit.
I was like, I watched it in the movie theater. I'm like, I want to walk out, but I'm not a person who walks out of movies. Like that is not my. That's not my identity. I do not identify as,
As a
a person
movie
who
walker.
walks out of as a person who walks out of movies. All right, I'm a filmmaker. I will sit and stay no matter how bad this thing is. And man, that was one where I was like, fuck, if I wasn't doing a podcast, I would have walked out of this movie.
Yeah, but, like,
Just like blows they have all this
This
good like
movie-
Fuck.
resource material they could do stuff with, and they just
and then
don't.
Schweiss is like, wasn't that awesome?
Yeah, dude.
no, but
When
like,
I watched it, I told Jake to go watch it. I was like, because I watched the preview and I was like, this is going to be the worst movie ever. I was like, this looks so cheesy and so dumb. And like, I watched it and I was like, I don't know, it jump scared me a couple times. Like, I thought it was good. And I was like, Jake, go see it, man, go see it. And then later he just sends me like, ... I'm like, what? He's like, dude, that was fucking terrible.
see, like,
He's like, are you fucking with me? And I was like, no, I had a good time. And he's like, what?
You just told
He
me to
couldn't
waste
believe
I
it.
can totally see
Yeah.
that text from Jake. Were you fucking with me?
Yeah, he's like, bro, you told me to go there at 9 p.m. on a Friday night. You know how much that cost me?
yeah.
And for what?
Like Raccoon City is boring. And like this one is stupid, but like I was cackling the whole time because it's so dumb. Which is why
this one's way better than Raccoon City, by the way.
Which is why I compared to the Transformers movies, because it's like it's not a good movie, but man, if I wasn't entertained the whole time by how dumb it was and just how like into its own bullshit it was.
Yeah, it added a lot of things in the last minute too.
Ian Glenn was a fucking thespian in this movie.
Ian Glenn is great.
Especially when you put him up to Mila Jovovich, it's like, my name's Alice.
Dude, Mila Jovovich was doing she was trying less than Winona Ryder in fucking Edward Scissorhands right at the beginning. Like, that's some bad old woman makeup, and then Winona Ryder, who's like, I don't know, fucking 21 or something in that movie. She's like trying to do an old lady voice, and it's like really bad.
Is it as bad as the old lady makeup in Back to the Future part, I guess, 1?
No, but like the old lady makeup in this movie, I think it might have been fine if Mila Jovovich like gave a shit about like moving less, but she was like still like acting with her eyebrows and her darty eyes, and so like, and with her voice, like Schweiss was saying earlier, I think, like she just sounds like Mila Jovovich just with that makeup on. I'm like, okay,
with a raspy voice, kind of.
I hope that her and like whatever his name is, the director, like that morning got in a fight. She's like, I'm gonna fuck your movie up, and she just
I think she found out that he was into her mom, because he's like, he dressed her up as this old bitch, and it's like it looks exactly like Mila Jovovich's mom. Yeah, one of the Trinity. Yeah, I called her Mila Oldovich, by the way. That was my nickname for that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Your Mila Jovovich is okay.
Milfa Oldovich.
Oldovich, fucking funny. That's a good one.
Yeah, and it was so dumb because like it's like supposed to be this big reveal, and I'm like, oh, that's Mila Jovovich's voice, like coming out of that old bitch.
Scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I'm like, it's weird how much they're introducing and then like tying up at the end of this movie. They're like, it's supposed to be like the big to bow tie, but like they didn't start rapping the present until this movie. Like,
yeah.
Like, and then there's also a bunch of rich people who are trying to kill off the world so that they can live in the thing. Because I was like, wait, if this is supposed to be some kind of like wipe the world out, well, what's the point if no one's alive?
That's
and then they're like, glad you asked.
What is the
we got people in pods.
Zombifying the fucking earth.
Yeah. No, like,
we got
honestly,
pod people. That's why.
He wrapped this movie up like I wrap Christmas presents, and it just looks like shit.
Yeah.
You can see the underneath of the wrapping paper when I fold it on the side. And it's just
you could tell I didn't cut enough, so that I had to cut like a flat piece, and then I just taped that fucker on.
And then my girlfriend's like, you need to put a bow on there. And my bow like looks handicapped. Like, it looks like someone with palsy.
It looks like a kid trying to pretend to be Mila Jovovich, but a young girl with a British accent.
Who's British for some reason.
Yeah.
I mean, they basically reboot these movies every single time because they have to do like the previously on the Resident Evil series.
My name is Alice. And
they might as well.
Time.
What if she, instead of an old lady makeup, was in like baby girl, like a baby girl suit, and it was still Mila Jovovich, like just being her?
No, what they should have done was they should have done.
I think that would have been
like
appropriate for this movie.
Have you seen the CGI for the baby for like whatever the last Twilight bullshit movie is? And the baby just looks fucking terrifying. Yeah. That's what they should have done for Mila Jovovich for this last one.
Jovovich?
I don't know her name.
She's the chosen one.
By the way, another cinematography thing that Joe will have noticed is that like the zoom ins on everyone's fucking face, and they all have like this scrunched up like
There was a lot of handheld and a slight rack focus bump zoom thing. I don't know if it was on the day or if it was done in post, but yeah, I did see that. But again, I think you actually put your headphones down when we were saying this, A4, but
sorry.
I do think this movie legitimately looks better than all the other Resident Evil movies. Like, it's darker, grittier. Like the other ones that were all these like bright light, like too brightly lit so you could see how shitty everything looked.
Yeah.
This one hit it a lot better.
I guess, but this one reminded me of the third one where it was like all brown, and I'm just not really into that necessarily.
Well, no, the third one didn't look good. So I like, Not really.
Well,
I
they
don't
start
know
up
if
in
I
like the beginning of
agree
this
with
one,
that.
and it's like in Washington D.C. and everything is like brown tinted, and I'm like, come on, man! Fallout 3 was green tinted. Get some of that Matrix shit in there. Get some fucking green, fucking lenses in front of the camera, or whatever.
Yeah, I'm with Joe. I thought that this one for sure, special effects wise, looks way better.
Special effects, I mean, the visual effects, for example, A4, this movie was more creative. There's at least two I can think of. Two scenes I can think of that are like markedly more creative on the cinematography side of things, even though it's the same cinematographer as the last movie. And the last movie had like the bright light white thing going on, so that wasn't that
Yeah, 'cause it was
terrible
all,
either
like, simulators,
for
right?
some of it, but for some of it, it just looked like a shitty Matrix sequel.
Yeah.
But
Not to be confused with the shitty Matrix sequel.
it had her like hanging upside down in the trap thing, and then the guys in the helmets come by and they're all in silhouette. And I thought that was honestly really, really cool looking. And if they had stayed in silhouette and she like kung fu ass their shit and didn't chop around like crazy, that could have been a setup for a pretty cool visual like thing.
The one
There
thing
was
that-
also
sorry, go. Sorry.
I'll give you the other example in that. There was also when they were going through the like air ducts or whatever, and it had like the light kind of going in like the circle and being reflected. I guess like the Umbrella Corporation symbol, but something like that, a symmetrical kind of like light refractive thing going on. That was pretty cool too. Honestly, I was like, oh,
I thought
okay.
that scene looked
They
cool.
stepped it up, and then I found out it was the same cinematographer. I'm like, what did they do last time? Like, and it would cost $20 million more. I'm like, what did they spend it on?
Yeah,
I thought that scene
Anyway.
looked cool. I thought it was silly that they tiled their entire air duct system, but
I mean, yeah, they got money though. I
Rerouting
think the
that has to make it
cinematographer last time he got paid, this time he got points. So he was like, "All right, I should have gotten points last time. That was a lot of money, a lot of money out of that shitty movie."
with the
But
silhouette
yeah, even
thing,
like the blood splatters, like in the last one, I noticed I was like, because I was kind of closer to the TV than normal, and I was like, "Man, these look like cheap. They look like totally in post, just like blood effect." And this one, I didn't feel like it looked like that.
with the silhouette
time.
thing, I like the shot when he activates the laser hallway, and it's like showing him in silhouette as like the laser's coming towards her. I thought that was neat. So, in kind of a similar way to the under the bridge scene.
We got someone that followed us on Twitch that's called "Can You Burp on Command?" I'm assuming this person is the burp master. We have to come up with a name for him though, like what his actual name is. It's probably like
It's like Garth Gurgler or something. It's
Yeah, Garth Gurgler, the Burp Master. There you go. He did
yeah,
it.
you guys
That's
remember,
why
right?
That's why Joe writes movies, is because he can come up with names like Garth Gurgler.
By the way,
You guys remember Garth? Guy who would just come up and like
you guys remember that guy who used to just like
just beef it.
Burp
in our
on
fucking
command?
faces. Yeah.
like belch gut, right? I don't know how to say like
yeah.
the equivalent of rip ass. but-
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, belch cut. I guess that would be it.
Tear breath. I don't know.
Tear breath. Yeah, that's pretty good. I like that.
Come
I
up
like
and
that.
just tear breath at us. Remember that guy?
I did appreciate
Garth.
that in this movie she has the fucking triple barrel shotgun, but it's not filled with quarters like it was in the one movie.
Yeah. Should have been
Yeah.
like Chuck E. Cheese coins.
Laundry day.
How fucking
Yeah.
unprofessional.
I got up to pee. Fuck you.
I'm just kidding. I thought you said laundry day.
This movie
We
was
should just
very-
end it while he's away.
You're evil. You're Resident. Dude, the whole time I was watching this, she was like, "Oh my god, it's you," and I'm like, "The Resident Evil."
Yeah.
Oh man, if that would have made this movie a 10 out of 10. If she would have just been like, "You're the Resident Evil," and he's like, "Your final chapter."
So-
And you're like, "Oh, this
Yeah.
Yeah.
Truly, we are the
This
Resident
is
Evil.
the
The final
final.
chapter. Drew, by the way, Drew in the chat says, "Do you remember Tony Tanner, dude? That dude would rip like constant ass, dude. We called him the Fart Master. No, dude, he would call himself that. He was a very proud man. It was crazy."
Yeah, that was the line in its entirety. And I told him that day, I was like, Drew, you need to like set a reminder 1 year from this day till the end of days to send me a reminder text quoting that exact line. And he did. He's like, here it is. Sent me a picture of his reminder for a year from now.
Anyway, this movie was very dumb, but it made me laugh a lot of times, very unintentionally, because there's just a lot of stupid shit in there. A lot of the characters that like we don't even really get to learn about who they are or like get to know them. They just die immediately.
Yeah.
Like, they bring in those two stragglers from the fucking like the cages on the guy's like tank. They're like, we want to come too, and then that guy dies like immediately to the dogs, and it's like, all right, see ya. And there's that other guy who like dies to the fucking air vent trap where he like falls down and then he falls down again, and then like clutches his fingers as it's going back up. So like really dumb movie, but fun dumb, where like the whole time I'm just laughing because just stupid shit is happening on screen, and it's like this doesn't make any fucking sense if you think about it for more than a second, but whatever, I'm having a good time.
Yeah, I mean, I guess out of the Resident Evil movies, probably I like the first one more. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because
it's nostalgia, dude. That movie blows so much ass.
The first movie's not great, but like
you know what's good though?
I do like
is Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah,
that's true.
Go see that. I saw that at Matinee, but you should go see it. You should go see it full price.
Jake said he fucking loved it.
It was his favorite movie in 2023 or whatever the fuck that.
He made me go see it.
He texted twice and he goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? Best goddamn movie I've ever seen." You know,
no, but in all
like when you said best Resident Evil, I didn't mean you meant best film ever.
In all seriousness, I did like the second one better just because it was like it had Jill Valentine and it had like Nemesis and a bunch of shit.
I just always thought Nemesis looked stupid in this. I don't know.
I liked it, but
there's like one jump scare in one, and I think Michelle Rodriguez is insanely hot, and she's in that movie. And you get that, Michelle Rodriguez. She's in the first one.
Who the fuck are you? And what have you done with Schweiss?
Nah. And then you also
Michelle
get
Rodriguez
a little
has more testosterone than you do, right?
I think Michelle Rodriguez is attractive.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
If you guys want to be gay,
that's
wow. Okay, well.
You know what's A4? She's fucking here for family, you dumb bitch. Don't you disrespect Vin Diesel's girlfriend.
Is he her girlfriend in the movies?
Yeah.
I liked that.
I didn't even.
And then also,
that, honestly.
Yeah. Michelle Rodriguez would 100% peg the shit out of you, though. Like, there's no way you're the dominant in that relationship.
No, I would cry rape.
No, we'd probably just end up killing each other.
With your dicks?
Yeah, with our dicks. No, I think, and then also in the first movie, you got, you could pause it just right. You can see that Mila Jovovich. You could see her Mila Jovovich.
Yeah.
You pause it just right when she's falling out of the shower.
Come on, twice Jova Snitch.
Jova Snatch, yeah. Mila Jova Snatch. You can see her Mila Jova Snatch. She comes out of the shower. If you pause it just right. Yeah, so like lots of things to love about the first one. Other than that one, though.
I like how Joe is disappointed in that, but not in jacking off to his poster of Arnold Schwarzenegger in his car. I think there's such a duality of man in this.
Yeah.
Like, honestly.
I listened to that again, and it was pretty funny. But I think there's a story of us telling the story again that was even funnier, and I don't remember where that one was. But I did listen to... I can't remember what the episode's called, but it's just the fucking one where it's the Arnold poster and then the dude's legs. I was laughing pretty hard. But other than the first one, maybe this is probably the best one. I think it's fine.
I think this is the best one, and it's mostly because of Jorah Mormont killing, or like just being a lot of fun on screen. I mean, last time we got like Sunglasses Guy is like the bad guy the whole time. He's awful.
Eric Wesker didn't put his sunglasses on for you to call him the Sunglasses Guy.
This is a much better, funner kind of bad guy to watch. But when it was an action movie, which was 70% of the movie, it was real boring.
Because you didn't fucking follow any of it. It's like edited so fucking like slapdash and crazy.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
They at least had the decency to make sure she couldn't out kung fu the Asian guy, though.
Yeah, he
But admittedly, his cinematography was also terrible. It was still a million cuts.
dude, like I was saying, he like a zombie comes up behind him and he like frame one reacts to that shit. Like just instantly.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I don't recommend this movie though. I think it's pretty bad.
Really?
Overall. Yeah, I don't recommend any Resident Evil movie I've ever seen. They're all terrible.
Now, hold on, we didn't see the CGI ones.
Look,
No,
those are better.
you're right.
Those are better, but
I mean, and the fifth Resident Evil, from what I remember, was basically trying to be a movie. So, like, why even make an adaptation? Again.
kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've only ever beaten one, right? It was just Village. I think that's the only.
Yeah, that's the only one I've beaten. I played a
Village is
chunk of
great.
I played a chunk of 5 for like a day. I played a few hours of that. And then
I mean, that one's also an
played-
action movie.
I played a few hours of 4 and a couple times. And
4 is fantastic.
I really hate it. I really don't like the gameplay,
Joe hates
man.
one of the greatest
You don't
games
like
ever made.
four?
Go figure.
I hate
Well, I
stopping
mean, that's
and
not the
shooting,
first
dude.
time.
I hate it.
Then play the PS5 one. You don't stop. You run and shoot.
Oh, that
run
okay.
and go.
Well, then it's a different game at that point. It's fucking like.
No, that's great.
And then I played. I think I might have beaten twice the Umbrella Chronicles, the Wii one.
Okay.
In co-op.
It,
I might have
honestly,
actually
Joe,
beat that one.
I don't want to be disappointed in you, but like
I
Resident
do.
Evil 4 is such a pinnacle of gaming. And then also to couple with the fact that you couldn't beat Bloodborne by yourself and you shit on that game. There's like just so much Joe.
Yeah, that's like almost as bad as not beating
gave-
Shin Megami Tensei 3 by picking the
I
wrong
need
gave
you
difficulty at the
to
start.
be better.
I gave Bloodborne a positive review. Why do people remember me as giving it a negative
Because
review?
you fucking hate Bloodborne, dude. There's a quote on your fucking gravestone that says, "I hate Bloodborne. Bloodborne sucks dick. I am Joe DeGolier.
I mean,
I hate Bloodborne, and anyone who likes
I
it."
can respect things about it, except for the story. I think if people who say the story is good are fucking off their goddamn
Yeah,
rocker.
well,
But the gameplay, I was
Tom,
like, I
I've
get
seen
it.
Chicken Coop.
I get the like, I get the masochism, but
I get the gameplay.
That's
I
it.
just wish it was like easier.
Yeah.
I wish it was
Yeah.
playable. Yeah, that would be
Dude,
nice.
those are. I totally agree with you on the story front. Bloodborne, none of their
What do
stories
you
are
mean
good.
playable? I beat
The
that
only-
game by myself, bitch.
The only good
It's
one,
playable.
the only good Eldon Seki Soulsborne story
Is Sekiro?
is Sekiro's, yeah, because it's actually a story. You play as a dude, you find out his story, you go through his.
There's
his
a
thing,
dude.
and
There's a
it's-
dude disguised as another dude.
It's not as like item description heavy. It's not lore. It's not just a bunch of lore dump like all the other ones are, and all the other ones are that way.
That's why it's the
So-
worst. That's why it's the worst one.
No, it's definitely.
Because they spoon fed you. No, I'm just kidding. I like Sekiro.
Yeah,
a
they
lot,
spoon fed you the story, but they ripped the spoon out of your hand every time you got into a fight because it would kick your ass.
Speaking of disappointment, A4, you didn't go to Chicken Coop when it was playing near you. And you know
it
what
was 2
happened?
hours away, but
A4, we won 7 awards, including Best Picture at that festival.
no shit.
Dude, that's badass. No way.
Yeah, we did. We fucking,
A4, you fucking asshole.
We swept that festival.
No shit. I
Dude,
mean, I
that's
don't expect a
so
lot of good
awesome.
films coming out of West Virginia, but you know.
Well, and then like my friend Parker, our cinematographer, was there like representing the movie, and he talked to the West Virginia Film Commission like guy, like
Wow.
the
So what was
fucking-
that?
wow.
2 guys and a can of
Government guy.
beans, or
And he was like, yeah, come down here and film. You can pretty much film anything here. We'll let you do whatever you want. It was like, oh hell yeah, that's nice. That's a
fucking-
change of
that's
pace.
Yeah, he's like, you need to kill any of them immigrants. We can get that down here
He's
too.
like, we don't care about our Amish community.
Yeah, this goddamn Amish and their fucking
If I could run those bearded
metal
fucks
rollers
off of the road with their fucking horses, their 1 horsepower engines.
You know how much damage those fucking metal rungs do to the road
They
compared to a
do.
tire?
It's fucked up.
I know. I remember. I lived amongst them as well in Delaware, an even worse place.
God, yeah.
The worst state in the country.
Look, Pennsylvania is awful, but Delaware, whew, God damn.
Yeah, it's sad, man. It's
Wait,
sad.
A4, did I send you that video where Pennsylvania was number 2 on the rankings of all states from this like geography guy?
What was the ranking of exactly?
So he ranked, it was really cool actually. I loved this series. And I love, okay, for any geography nerds out there, Geography King is a great YouTube channel. It's just this like nerdy, like kind of soft spoken dude just talking about geography. And
Is
he's
this what
like,
it's like when I'm telling you guys about something?
no, way more exciting. And and let me tell you, this was what he did to rank the states. I thought was like really ingenious. He like had a whole bunch of like hard kind of number facts about like
you said hard.
Average wage, price, different taxes, tax burden, all these things. He had all these things ranked that way, and then he had like 7 categories that were his own like subjective, or it was like, or he had like winter climate, summer climate, all these different categories. He had a million different categories. I had a whole video talking about how he ranked them, like the methodology in which he did it. And then he went through and he ranked all of them. Yeah, in Philadelphia, he's like, well, I didn't expect this, but it was number 2 because of all. It was like above average in a bunch of categories, and it like pulled it up.
Craziest was it when it was above average
2.
in autism, which makes
and
sense
Utah
really.
was like number 8, I think, and I was like, "Fuck you."
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pennsylvania's a great state. Come to Pennsylvania, except don't because we're overcrowded and I'll fucking kill you. So.
Patricia sent all the Californians.
All my favorite states were in the top 10, so I was like, I felt good about that.
Oh, my favorite states were in the top 10.
I mean, yeah, my favorite states that I've lived in, and visited, I guess. Like, I would say it's like Utah, Colorado, California.
California's not in the top 10. Fuck you.
You've never been to California, A4. Go fuck yourself.
I don't need to be to California. I've played.
Oh yeah, you've seen. Oh yeah, you've seen it, huh?
Joe. I've been to California, basically.
Jesus Christ.
I have gay friends. I've been there.
I have gay LGBTQ plus friends. I've been to California.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
My God. Anyway.
Resident Evil, the final chapter. Finally, we're done with Resident Evil movies.
Yeah, Zach.
I mean, yeah, Zach.
Yeah, Zach, tell us about your Mexico trip is what I was about to say, but it looks like Schweiss had one more thing to say about Resident Evil.
Oh, I was going to say, this makes me miss Uwe Boll even more. Like, the more of these we watch, the more I'm like, man, he was the soul.
When is he going to make Postal 2, man?
When we have our last hurrah, whatever we planned on doing all together with Joe and A4 flying in and we do our big thing, we have to watch Postal. That has to be a thing that we do.
That's what we do before we drink the Kool-Aid.
Postal commentary, and then we drink Kool-Aid and die on stream.
Gay suicide pact.
That'd be the best way to end it. Like, not to really die, but to have us all just.
Wow. Okay, quitter.
Yeah. A4 actually kills himself. He's like, "Oh, these guys are fucking. You guys are pussies. You guys didn't drink the right Kool-Aid." Anyway, how was your trip, bro?
Together. It was fun. So we went on a cruise. And honestly,
really
it was kind of cool.
You were in the Gulf of.
I went to Mexico for 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
Went to Puerto Vallarta, Mazatlan, the shithole, and Cabo. So it's kind of cool how faster everything came together. We were at White People Food. We were at brunch and we were hanging out. And Rachel was saying how with her job, she's like, we don't take a vacation next month, then I'm not gonna be able to do one for a few months. like I won't be able to do it until like almost like September, October because of like however she works. And I was like, okay, well I'm like, message your boss, I'll message mine. We'll just see if we have like time off, like we can get, like if it lines up with our schedules. And in 30 minutes, we had a cruise planned, and we had a plane tickets, and yeah, and a hotel in Long Beach, and it was like crazy. Like honestly, it was pretty sweet how fast it all came together. I got sick at the end of the cruise. I got a really bad sinus infection. And
so not like I was poisoned. That's
yeah,
what I assumed immediately.
No, it was. I got a sinus infection the last few days.
Yeah, it's not like you drank the water down there.
Yeah, no, I totally do. You have to. That's how my Mexican genes work. It's the one thing my dad gave me is I can drink their water. It's rad. But just kidding, don't drink the water. But so yeah, I mean, like we've been to like on that cruise before. I even spent a week in Puerto Vallarta. So like I really like Puerto Vallarta a lot, like as a place to go explore. But we decided we were going to go to, last time we were there, we got recommendations for the botanical gardens. And we're like, okay, we'll go to the botanical gardens. So everyone's like, oh, they're so pretty. They're so nice. Like really fun photo op things. And so we're like, yeah, that'll be sick. So we get to port and we go and we Uber to the botanical gardens. And it is an hour Uber up through the mountains. And we're like, well, okay, like that's fine. Like it's our long day. Like we're here. Like, we don't have to be like we have to be back on the boat by like 9 tonight, so it's fine. Halfway through this trip, we are in the mountains of Puerto Vallarta, and we realize we have no phone service. And we're like, cool. We might die. So we get to Puerto Vallarta. I mean, we get to the botanical gardens. And my girlfriend is dressed to take pictures. Like, that's what she wanted me to do, was, like, photo op, do pictures in a supposedly, like, beautiful, like, garden. And it is very beautiful, but it is on the side of a mountain, and it is not the gardens we were led to believe it would be. It was, like, hiking trails and, like, all these cool things like that, which was sweet if you're dressed for it. So she had, like, flip-flops stuff, so I felt so bad. I had, like, my shoes on and stuff, because I got flat feet. I'm not walking around Mexico in flip-flops. So I felt kind of bad for her on that because it was that. But if you go to Puerto Vallarta, go to Pepe's Tacos. They're fucking amazing. And their hours are like 1 p.m. to 4 in the morning. And if you go during like the beginning of the day, like it's not like there's not a lot of people there. But like we caught a taxi at like 9 p.m. and it was like we caught it next to there because it's like a landmark kind of. And there was so many fucking people. Like, the last time we were there, like, around the corner. It was crazy. It's good shit. Also, if you go to Puerto Vallarta, you can find Athena Spa. It's $24 hour and a half massages. And they don't steal your shit, which is nice. I trust them. Been there 3 times.
Do they steal your semen?
They did. So we were sitting there and they, like, did, like, our body massages or whatever. And she touched my butt, and I didn't want my butt touched. But she did that, but we were sitting there, and then, like, Rachel said something. Like, she's like, oh, they, like, rubbed something. And I was like, yeah, they jerked me off. And she, like, shot back, like, really fast. I was like, no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you're like, why do you think I'm so tired right now?
Yeah, I can't possibly walk back to the...
Yeah, I'm going to walk bow-legged back to the hotel.
I'm getting another massage. But so we went to like on a cruise. If those of you who have been on one, if you either buy the drink package and get 15 drinks a day, or you have to pay their absurd prices for alcohol. So either you pay the absurd prices per drink, or you pay like almost like together $1,000 a stateroom for this drink package. Because if you're staying in a room together, and like if me and Joe were on a cruise and we were rooming together, and Joe said, I want the drink package, and I go, I do not, Joe would not be able to get the drink package. I would have to get it with him because they're like, you can't share your drinks. So we stopped by Mexican Walmart and we filled my water bottle with vodka. And my water bottle still smells like vodka, and I've washed it 5 times. So when I drink water, I just get this like hit of like the smell, and it's awful.
Oh,
it's so bad.
It just ate the inside of your water bottle. It was so
bad. There was some, like, I had some like weird experiences like with like some people on there, like people watching things. Like I went to get coffee. I drink a lot of coffee on cruises because you can just like walk up and just get like it just. I drink a lot of coffee, period. But you can just go up to the machines. But this dude was like, he flagged down. So I guess to put the picture, when you do coffee, it's like a little automated machine. Like it's got like a screen on it. You press it, the button. There's a little keypad kind of thing at the bottom, and you can like move a cursor, like whether you want hot water or just coffee. And you click it, and it pours your coffee. It's super easy. A caveman can do it.
Whoa! Geico claimed that, and they were wrong. So.
So I'm sitting there like waiting in line for this coffee, and this dude like is like trying to do this machine, and he like stops and he flags down one of the workers. And on cruises, like all your like workers and stuff are like just from all over the world. Like they have like little name tags and like little like I'm from here or whatever. But so he flags her down and he just starts like yelling at her like, people are going to be very angry if this coffee machine doesn't work. And I'm like, well, like who's people? Like, he was just like very irate, and she was like, "Oh, okay, like I don't." So she's like, "Oh, well, like tell me what's going on," essentially. And so he goes over and he's like pressing it, and he's like, see, it's not working." And she goes, "Oh, you're not using it right." And then she goes and like does it and press it, and his coffee comes out. And like I'm like standing right there and like watching the sky be like, "Oh, well, it's really good you fixed that because people were gonna get really mad." And I was like, "Yeah." So I went up and I went to get the coffee, and he goes, "Oh, you know you have to press this." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude." Like I look at him, he's like, "You press this," and I was like, "I'm not a fucking moron, sir. I know how to work a coffee machine." And he was just like, dick shit. So do that. Another one is a lady.
Make sure you destroy the coffee maker guy.
I was like,
he's always there.
This lady, this one was like kind of racist, but I was like sitting there, and not me racist, but this like guy was there, and like he helped me with something, like I just asked him a question or whatever, and he's from like the Philippines or something. But this like lady comes up who does have a southern accent, which I thought was interesting, and she talks to him, and she goes, "I gotta ask you a question," and he's like, "Yeah, yes, like what can I do for you?" And she goes, "Where's the American helpers? I gotta find a helper that's from the U.S." And I'm like, I want to find what's going on with this conversation, but I lost her in the crowd because I wanted to see what she was gonna ask. But I just saw some people acting like fucking assholes, and like that wasn't my experience the first time, but this time like there's a lot of like people that. Honestly, and I'll be honest, I don't care if I get hate from people. I hate traveling and being an American because, honestly, Americans are so fucking rude. Like, every time I go to the airport, there's always some fucking asshole. Like, when we're coming back from Puerto Vallarta, we're in the Puerto Vallarta airport. This fucking lady, like, tried to lie that she, like, they took her order, they gave you a receipt, went to this American burger place, because at that point, like, that's really all there was. Like, there was, like, more fast food. There wasn't, like, real food in the airport or just, like, fast food shit. So got these burgers, and we're standing in line, and this lady goes, "Excuse me, I had 4 burgers," and the lady goes, "No, you didn't. Your receipt says this, and a shake." And she goes, "How can I trust you with my order?" And she's like, "Because you gave it to me." Like, just kind of sat there and was like, what the fuck? And this lady, like, and everyone sort of like, no shit. Everyone, like, that was waiting around that just started making fun of her. It was awesome. They were just like, what the hell? Like, it was wild. But anyway, like, when I travel, I just don't like, it's just, it feels like every time something bad happens, it's an American person who's, like, causing shit. And it's like, why? Like, why can't we just, I don't know, like, just.
Why can't we all just get along?
Just be nice.
Why can't we be friends? What?
I don't know. Like, it was a fun cruise, man. Like, you just go and hang out and just veg out. And I read 2 books, which was awesome, and just, you know.
I spent that time playing Nocturne, but.
I would have just fallen asleep. That's what happens every time I try to read now.
I slept a lot on the cruise, though. Honestly, it was great.
That sounds
like
amazing.
I read 12 pages because I tried to read every day, and then I just fell asleep for the day. Mm-hmm. And I got 12.
It was fucking. It was you guys.
That was 3 years ago.
It was you guys that I got the fucking thing from, where you said that, like, once you get over 20 hours in sleep, that it's basically irreversible.
Yeah. Yeah, we said that. Haven't fixed my sleep issues since then, but
I don't think you can.
I mean, if
I don't
it's
know how much
irreversible,
Look, I don't know how much credence to lend to what you said, but I'm feeling it. So,
oh yeah. You know,
sleep
I'm
debt
feeling it
is
too.
something I've heard from Cameron. I think he's the one who's gone down the sleep debt rabbit hole.
I think you're right. That sounds
like Cameron.
Yeah, Cameron Tucker's out at about 7 p.m.
If it's about diet, it's me. If it's about fucking sleep, it's Cameron.
it's about
Or
anime
hips.
girls.
it's
with
about
penises,
glitches.
me.
It's great. I
Yeah.
don't know. Like my Mexican adventure wasn't as crazy as like Joe's would be because Joe was like in gang territory doing his shit, but mine was just relaxing. When I
Joe was
on
in
vacation.
real Dragon Ball country.
But I think I think our next vacation, which is going to be next year though, is we're going to try to shoot for 2 weeks in Japan. So
Nice.
Dude, fuck. That'd be
that's
awesome.
the plan. Yeah, we
Find
did
out.
the math.
You need to
That's on
go
my
film.
list.
Go do something with the Yakuza out there, Joe.
So I can't go into like bathhouses and do because I have a tattoo and like that's
Yep.
so Rachel
You-
can have fun.
I thought your tattoo was fake.
I'm gonna get some slanty puss. That's funny because that family member doesn't talk to me anymore.
Yeah, that's because you lied about having a tattoo, bro.
So
You
for
got a
those of
fake
you who don't
tattoo.
know, when I got a tattoo a few years ago and I posted it on the artist who did it, cleaned my tattoo off, like wiped all the blood off, snapped a quick picture, and then it started bleeding again and he put like the second skin on it and he posted it to Instagram. I put it on my Facebook page and Instagram, and one of my, I think he's an uncle, he's some kind of related, was like telling me that why would I post a fake picture? Like it was really weird. Like he was like coming at me hard for it. And I like took pictures of myself like in my bedroom. Like, no, I was like, it's real. And then when people started calling him out, he got all offended and was like mad. And he's like, "Oh, I'm just kidding." And I'm like, "No, now you are." But like, and like that night, Schweiss messaged me. He's like, "Why'd you put your fake ass tattoo on?" It was just funny. But like, yeah, that uncle does not talk to me anymore. And like, I think the thing that definitely like nailed that coffin shut was I messaged him and I was like, "I thought you didn't believe in cancel culture," and he told me to fuck off, and I haven't heard from him since.
Wow.
Nice.
But then I got blamed by my mom, like, who was like talking shit on that post to him. Like 2 weeks later, she's like, "Well, if you didn't open your mouth and talk shit all the time, you still have family members who loved you." And I'm like, I didn't love them, so I don't give a shit. Like, fuck them. I was like, what? I was like, what the fuck, mom?
You're like, I'm a half breed, mom. I don't love
yeah,
them.
you did this to me.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
no, yeah. So for those who don't know, random backstory, yeah, he just was like really shitty about it, and I was like, why?
It's funny because I'm like never on there either, and I just happened to see that, and I was like, "Oh, that's funny." That's a weird thing
yeah.
that's a weird thing to say to somebody. "Oh, nice fake tattoo." Like,
Well, I was
why are they
just
supposed to
like-
fake tattoo? Like, what?
Well, I was like, it was funny because
Dumb.
I was just like I had seen it, and I'm like, what a jackass. I was like, no, it's real. Like, I don't know, it's weird. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, Schweiss got a fake ass tattoo, and it was just fucking really funny. I laughed for a long time. It was really funny. But yeah, so I can't do that. But yeah, so we kind of equaled it out that it's like around like $5,000 a person for this trip we're gonna do for 2 weeks plus flights, and like, because we want to do everything like we want to do, right? So we're not, because are we gonna go to Japan again? I don't know. So it's like we want to do everything we want to do, and I told her as well. I'm like, we need to shoot for end of March to the beginning of May, because that's when they do all the festivals for the cherry blossoms. And I'm like, if we don't know if we're ever gonna go back again, so why not go during the prettiest time when we can do all these cultural things as well as the other things we want to do? So
I would love to go up for the Hokkaido snow festival in the winter.
oh yeah, that'd be cool.
I think that would be like a cool. I'm sure it would be cheaper to go at that time of the year, and I think that would
yeah.
be a pretty cool like alternate.
Zach,
I bet you're right,
to
100%.
Japan.
You got to go for the penis festival.
Yeah, penis festival for sure.
Same pictures of that.
Yeah, I was such a Japanophile for a few years. I mean, I would love to go to Japan someday.
I too love that slanty puss. I fuck.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, with the suction cup pads on the inside.
I love shrimp fried rice.
That
baby. It's good
calamari
shit.
pussy.
My God. Could this show get any more racist? Holy shit.
Hold on, let me pull my eyes back a little bit.
Yeah, Let's all pull our eyes back and do our
This
worst
is
Asian
Joe. This is
impersonations.
Joe speaking, not part of this conversation.
Oh,
Let's see if we can make this worse.
all of our thoughts and feelings
God
are
damn it.
aligned with Joe.
Yeah.
Joe
God damn it! Shut the fuck up, dude.
That's, so when did you switch from being a Japanese file to a Mexican file? Because
A
it seems
Mexican
like-
file?
When he got that spicy pussy, dude.
Hey, his girlfriend's not Mexican.
My-
or his
my-
fiance.
No,
My
but I mean, like,
fiance
because
is
you
not
started-
Mexican.
No, that's not what I'm
Oh
saying.
yeah, I started with the LA. Yeah, the
Because
Latino
I'm
girls
saying,
at
like,
Ralph's.
you're saying you were, like, digging,
Most
like,
of them
like,
were
you know.
Mexican. Yeah.
No, but I'm saying, like, you,
He
like, learn Spanish instead of, like, say, Japanese, which, I mean, would be harder, but, I mean, still, like, you...
I studied
learned that
Japanese for a
language.
couple of years.
Like he
Oh,
was,
I didn't know
he was
that. That's
trying
cool.
to he was trying
No,
to
I
get that he was trying to get that Sugoi pussy, and then he got that salsa verde pussy, and he's never looked back.
Right. That rolled me
My
hard.
God.
But to be fair, Joe, you say this, but you did send me that shirt about being
Yeah.
legal.
Well, I mean, I'm going through. We're going through, dude. The fucking stack of papers. The stack of papers for the fucking green card process is insane.
Oh, dude, I have friends that are going through it right now. Like okay, check this shit out. So they've been dating for a very long time online. He would go for a couple weeks here to the U.S. She would go for a couple weeks over to England. When Trump, they're gonna get married. He was gonna move in 2020, like around 2020, like late 2020. And they were gonna like get married and all that stuff. When Trump said we're closing the borders, he essentially like packed up everything he could, took the rest to his parents' house, and within 3 days he was here in the U.S. and they got married. Well, during that time when his papers came over, the government did a thing with all like the immigrants and stuff where they put all these files in like a limestone cavern. Like this is real shit to keep them like safe.
Of course.
And they were not working on anything because of COVID, right? Because everything's closed.
They weren't working on it before anyway.
They started seeing like these Reddit posts, like like they're a part of like a Reddit post forum thing. That's like people who are trying to get their papers done. And a lot of people who came after him were getting okayed, but his kept saying pending process. And he's like, what the fuck? So they've been married for 3 years or 4 years. They finally got an interview to go in. And the dude, who himself is married to an immigrant, looked at them and said, nah, I don't think you're married for love. I think this is fake. And so all of us had to write papers.
Yeah.
Like, I've met so-and-so now. I know them from this. Like, I didn't have to do it because, like, obviously I haven't known them that long. But, like,
Because you're like, deport them all!
yeah, I'm like, but no, it's like a bunch of people had to, like, write papers, and I'm like, it's a joke, dude.
Dude, the bona fide marriage, like prove bona fide marriage document thing, the list is insane. It's like text messages. Yeah, you got to get like affidavits from like or like paper. Yeah, exactly what you were saying. Like people telling you the story of meeting us and knowing that we're in love. Like all these things, just such insane stuff. And there's a bunch of documents she has to get from Colombia. She has to like her, I don't know, just her regular documents, but like her criminal record, like all these things from Colombia. And they have to go through like specifically like each country has its own thing, like a list of things. Yeah. And then there's like 9 other documents as well, where you just have to fill out and then the kicker is that it's going to cost, $3,300 or something like that to fucking apply crazy. To apply. It's not $500 to apply, and then like when you get it,
you get 50% back, and they're like,
dude, it's terrible. It's the worst. And by the way, when people, I think people were like putting like, oh, what about a work visa? Like all these things, like, dude, that's just as bad. It's only like some company has to really want someone to work for them. So much so that they put up a bunch of like financial shit and have to go through months and months of shit in order to get someone to legally be allowed to work for them, and they can sponsor someone.
Fucking wild, dude.
It's so stupid. So when fuckers say things like, the border, blah, 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 it's like, motherfucker, how about make the legal part a lot easier to do, and you might have a lot more legal immigrants coming in.
In Joe's defense,
That's my
that is
stance
exactly
on it too.
In Joe's defense,
my
that is
And that
exactly
should come
how I
first,
sound.
by the way, not second.
What I
when
think should
the
happen
fucking
is-
I don't remember what Republican fucker said this. He was like, "We need to close the border, and then we'll put up a big door." It's like, motherfucker, put up the door first with a nice path that goes to it, and then put up the fucking fence. You don't have a house and you put the fence up first. You put the fucking door in first.
Yeah, but the fence is like a wall, and you usually start with the walls. Also, in Joe's defense, that is exactly how I sound like. I go, bah, the border, bah.
Yeah,
I think when they asked me for-
a good Shane Gillis thing because he's from where you're at. He's like, yeah, my dad's real concerned about the southern border here in fucking rural
Mechanicsburg,
Pennsylvania.
What I think when they asked you for text affidavits, you should have totally sent them like the dick pic picture you sent. It's like
Yeah.
Joe's
Send a
fucking
dick pic.
Joe's fucking tall boy Budweiser cock.
I want
in that
Yeah.
picture. He's just
Is that that little Budweiser keychain I got you, bud?
He's like,
No, you got to send him
tall boy.
a picture of your dick looking like a Mexican street corn after you get done.
Oh, you look like what's his name from the game we beat last year? Got a little sombrero and a little poncho on it, and it's like
Raiden.
what is
from
up with
Metal
all
Gear
these
Rising?
Raiden,
Mexican?
yeah.
What is up with all these Mexican references? when it
Look,
comes to
bro,
my
I don't
dick?
know shit about Colombia. I can't be racist
Clearly.
against Colombia.
Coffee and
fuck, sorry.
pinatas.
I forgot.
The one thing I
forgotten.
could have said is like she's the one non-criminal person from Colombia, but that's the only thing I got.
I tell you what, though,
Cocaine.
Colombian coffee is fucking good. The coffee
Yeah.
from that is so
That's pretty much
fine.
for me. I get Colombian or
good.
French roast. I get one of those two. Pretty much.
Yeah, like it's good shit. So that sucks. Good luck to you and
Yeah,
and
thank you.
your girlfriend, or your fiance. Sorry, because that's rough. Good luck.
What's gonna suck for me though is if I take any longer on this podcast episode. So, unless you guys got anything else,
I mean, I was going to talk about my Mexican trip for the 9,000th time.
nah.
All right.
No, tell us
How
about
about
how they were
twice-
playing music really loud and you couldn't do anything about it.
I was going to skip some details so that I could go back there, but whatever. You know what?
I think it was
I'm going
vague
to
enough.
leave for the audience out there. I'll just leave my Mexican trip. You know, Joe went down to Mexico. He's
Looking for
making
a
a
soul to
documentary.
steal.
Making a documentary with his friends, and there was some kind of honestly fucking super sketchy shit that happened while we were there, and stuff that definitely would make anyone's mom terrified of their child going down.
Dude, so did you guys?
I would like to say I went to the real Mexico. That's the real one. Not the fucking.
go to the real one.
Not the fucking
South
tourist
LA?
version. I went to fucking the state of Chihuahua.
Hey, my grandparents are from there.
Oh yeah, the murder capital of the world. In this village we were in, 2 of the last 3 mayors have been attempted or were assassinated. There's only 1,200 people in this town,
Well, that's just called democracy, Joe.
and but honestly, some of the like amazing people we met there, and some very nice people, and very nice old ladies, and very helpful, super awesome people. But there was this kind of like underlying threat the whole time you're down there. Not from anybody who wants the tourists to be down there, but from other things involved. And had a couple of experiences where I thought about like my dad's experience in like Iraq, like the northern Iraq, when he was like training Kurdish troops in secret between the Iraq wars. So it wasn't during the Iraq War. It was like different missions down there. And I was like, well, this is probably the closest thing I've gotten to that, where I'm in a place where I could, if I do one thing wrong, I'm going to get like killed. So that was fun. But yeah, I guess that's all I'll say. I look forward to that documentary when it comes out in 5 years.
Yeah, let us know when it does.
You actually did get filming and stuff for it.
Oh,
That's
we
awesome.
were filming. We weren't filming about the town or anything. We went up to an indigenous village and stayed there for a couple nights. And then we were doing interviews in the nearby town for context and all that. So yeah, we saw, and I think one of the crazy things, just the way that the indigenous people were living in the canyons were eye-opening, and I feel very lucky to be where I'm living now.
It's Cedar City, Utah.
Even that, just because like there's clean water, there's supplies here that I'm not being treated like crap from the mestizos. So like we saw like a lot of that. Like we had a tour guide, and he just treated these people like shit. Like
really?
we had, or not a tour guide. It wasn't a tour guide. It was a guide. Treating these people like he would just like take their fruit and shit. And he was like basically like he wanted us to like make a documentary that was like Disneyfied almost. And I just had to like, it was like, hey, we're filming the pretty stuff, but we need to film the ugly stuff too. Like we can't
Get
be down here like
get Paul.
Especially if they're like fucking doing fucked up shit. Like you're gonna want to be like.
Well, no, and honestly, that's not in the scope of our documentary. Was not the mestizos, but like seeing that dynamic down there was very interesting and very like yikesy. And then just the way people were living, dirt floors, animals all over the place. We interviewed a guy who had 6 children die.
Oh shit!
6 of his 9 children died, and we visited their graves and we filmed that. And people are having children. The kids have no idea how old they are up there, so they're saying things like, "Oh, I'm 20 years old." She has no idea how old she is, but yeah, they're saying, although we actually couldn't figure this out by the time when we were down there, like people are having children at like 12 years old down there. Like that's pretty common. We came across a guy. I did bring this up on the podcast. We came across a guy who was drunk, who had been drunk driving the night before, and had crashed his car into this fucking like canyon, which is, by the way, like the scariest fucking drive of all time. But we had a lot of fun adventures too. It wasn't like all like drab, but yeah, there was definitely some like the air of threat of violence. And the people that were really in control down there, they knew we were down there and they were letting us film. But we knew, but there were certain areas we were told specifically not to film. And then there were people watching us all the time, and they were circling, and it was interesting. It was an interesting experience, and I can't wait to go back down there again. No, actually, there was a lot of awesome shit, but I don't have time because I would be going through the trip, one by one, like I did with my Peru trip. But I guess Schweiss I think he wants the episode to end.
So I think that means one of the episodes we do is just like, it doesn't count towards our number. It's just like it's a Joe anthology.
Well, we might have to do more just because you guys are going to take 9 years to go through the next 2 games. So, and we're running out of movies.
Yeah.
Animated, baby.
Yeah, Pokemon, the first movie.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Buddy.
You brought it out into the universe, A4. You weren't supposed to say it. You were never supposed to bring that up as an option.
I didn't. I was just.
You fool of a toque.
I was
You're just like Pippin. You just dropped the body. You dropped that body into the cavern. Now all of Moria knows we're here.
Professor from the Eternal Diva. Anyway, this has been Nude Clan.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out with us, guys. Until next time, live always in the nude.
We're gonna Resident Evil the final chapter of this shit.
Walk with your trinity of bitches held high.
Yeah. Yeah, fucko.